What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Till the End Line podcast. I am Juan G here with
Geeky T.
That's right. And sorry to leave you guys hanging last time. We have our first ever to be continued episode here.
Yep.
What you guys didn't see is
right eventually.
Yeah, right before the to be continued, Geeky and I went off on our one of our famous debates about Photon, and that ran off so long until we realized we went past our filming allotted time. So like, we don't have time for even an outro. So we cut that episode, and we're like, well, we'll continue it in this episode. So we're gonna pick up right where we left off.
Episode 5.
That's episode 5. So Kiki, you wanna remind them what happens in episode 5 of Wandavision?
So episode 5 is kind of like the Full House episode.
Another thing about Photon. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Do you want to give them a question and let them answer in the comments?
Oh, real quick, little thing. All right, so our debate was when Photon's powers activated. As the key phrase, activated.
Right.
Geeka says on the first time she went through the hex. I say is when she was forcing herself through the hex is when her powers activated. And I'm not saying that's when she got powers. I still believe I'm on Geeka's side with that. She has powers in her, and then the hex is what activated them. Our debate is on the time they activated.
Right.
So let us know your guys' thought. First time through, third time through.
It was when they started.
Is when they start.
Each in and out of the hex.
His debate is that
enhanced her
each time
levels.
enhanced it. I say her powers activated for the first time when she's forcing herself through.
Yeah. And within this debate, we also came up with a weird possible. What do you guys think? Do you think she's a mutant? Do you guys think she's gonna end up being classified as a mutant? That'd be pretty cool. Her mom's a mutant as binary in another timeline.
I think that's kind of the only way to explain her powers, because you can't get powers from the hex. If that's the case, almost everybody there would have powers.
Agreed.
So I think the only way to explain that is that she is a mutant. Then in that alternate, we were talking about real quick, in that alternate reality where she ends up at the end of the Marvels, her mom is binary, and her mom is a mutant. She's with the other X-Men.
Correct.
So we were saying that since her mom didn't have powers in 616 universe, that maybe it skipped a generation, and then that's why she has powers in this one. So get back into it. Episode 5 is the babies are crying and they won't stop. We do not miss those days, huh, babe?
Hell no.
I know Kiki doesn't. He's got a full house now.
Yeah, I mean, no babies, thank God.
Yeah.
I do have a new baby cat though, Momo.
Look, Kiki.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we named her Momo from Avatar.
Yeah.
And my brother-in-law has an all-white cat. He named it Appa.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Now they're cousins, and we take him.
You got to paint the belly brown
and put an arrow on his forehead.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. You could dye the kitten's hair, and then hell yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
I would constantly just re-dye the hair over and over and over.
I think we might just do that.
Hell yeah, dude. I'll chip in for that.
All right, so Full House episode. So it opens up with
Full House. I think you were also saying it's kind of an homage to her sisters, Mary Kay and Ashley Olsen.
Correct.
No, I wouldn't say homage, like a little shout out to them, maybe.
A shout out to them.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with having twins,
because they're part of the iconic era of television. 90s,
late
90s styles. Yeah. So all right. So the Full House episode.
Yeah, and then
this is episode 5.
Correct. The babies are crying nonstop. Yeah. And she uses her powers to try to put them to sleep or make them stop crying, and they're non-responsive to her powers. Obviously. Which is the first time we see in the hex somebody not do what she tells them to do.
Yeah.
Which was a little like, oh, okay.
Well, it makes sense. They came from her, so
right. I agreed. Yeah. And maybe that was the first hint that these twins might have their powers. That's how I took it.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially like Wiccan, which is Billy. He has the same reality warping powers to his mother. And then what's it called?
And isn't it lore that his reality warping might be stronger than Wanda's?
No.
I thought I read that.
He gets up there in strength.
Because he creates. We just read that he creates something like a being or a demon or something like that. He creates something. I remember reading that.
Okay, find that. Show me. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he could rival his mother because he comes from his mother, and at some point also comes from Mephisto. So yeah,
I could have sworn that the takeaway I got from it was that he became more powerful than his mama. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, typically that's what your proteges do. You know, they come either as strong as you, rival you, or become stronger than you. Yeah. So of course, you know, while they're crying and they're not. Vision and Wanda kind of seem to be a little on edge because they can't sleep and the babies haven't slept in a few days. And Vision makes this cute joke about grabbing the pacifiers and he puts them in his ears. And then he takes them out. And then out of nowhere, of course, just like cue Agnes, she pops up. She walks in. She's like, "Oh, hi, howdy, neighbors again." She's like, "I was on my way to jazzercise," and some goofy stuff that she always says. You did?
Yeah, so it wasn't. I may have been mixing comic characters.
Okay.
But it says that in the comics, Wiccan is destined to become a being known as the Demiurge. Demiurge?
Uh-huh. I do remember this post now, yeah.
It's unclear what exactly this prophecy, not Demure,
not
Demiurge. This prophecy means... But in the distant past, a creature by the name seeded Earth with life and created the Lovecraftian elder gods. So that's what I thought. But I think I was mixing one of Logan's kids.
Yes.
Is that where it became more powerful that you sent to
or just me? As powerful? Yeah.
No, so it said that it passed. It surpassed
Logan's.
Logan. He even beat him or something like that. But anyway, I mixed creatures or characters. Go ahead. Continue.
So she's like, "Oh, do you need help?" So she offers to help with the twins, and she is looking for she's looking for some type of alcohol to like give the kids to rub in their gums to put them to sleep.
Now, isn't this the first time Agatha sees magic happen, and then she's not fazed by it, right?
Correct. So, Let's see. Yes, so she makes them age. So that's what happened. So
hold on. Wanda makes them age? I thought they naturally aged without them knowing.
Oh, you're right. Right. So they age on their own, and Agnes doesn't even blink a fucking eye.
Yeah.
Language. And even Vision's
she's like par for the course. Like, what the hell?
And Vision's even like, Wanda, like maybe Wanda did do something about it.
No, I know Wanda had nothing to do with them aging. I know that for a fact because they were both surprised at it. They were like, "What the? Like what? How are they big?" Like I remember them totally being shocked by it.
Yeah, you're right because they look in the cribs. They're like, "Oh, the baby stopped crying," and they look, and the babies aren't there. And then they turn around, and they're like toddlers.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
because they do age on their own. But she does some type of magic.
I thought to Agatha. No. Okay. You said episode 5?
She does something.
All right, go ahead. I'll look it up.
And then and Agatha, and that's when Vision goes, Wanda, and like she's like, "Oh, it's fine. She's okay. She's not gonna say nothing." And then that's what happens. And then Agatha makes some like smirk comment about like, "Oh, don't they grow so fast?" And then anyways, from there it jumps to Hayward questioning Monica, and like asking her like, you know, what happened in there. And then after that, they go to look at her uniform, and oh wait,
yeah, literally Agatha is just like kids, you can't control them. Like not like I'd have been like, what the fuck? They were just babies. What's going on here? Like
I would have freaked out too.
Yeah, if your kitten you got home and it was just a full blown cat, you'd be like,
what just
you're
happened?
Fucking familiar, aren't
you? So yeah, Hayward questions Monica about like the machine readings while she's in the machine getting read. And so basically she doesn't really know what's going on outside, that Wanda's the one in control, but she knows that she's not like dangerous. Like she doesn't realize, she doesn't think that Wanda realized what she's doing. And that's when we find out about the labs coming back and they're blank. Like there's nothing.
Yeah.
Come back inconclusive.
So I don't know what magic you're talking about because right after that happens, the intro starts. And the intro is kind of cool because the intro is like very classic that era. So it starts off with, what's the Michael J. Fox show where he was young? You know who Michael J. Fox is, right? Where he was young, his like hit TV show that he was on.
I don't remember.
Family Matters? No, Family something. I think it's Family Matters. I think
you're right.
Well, you know how that one started off with like a blank or a pencil drawing and then colors filled in.
Oh yeah,
that's how this one started, and then this one actually literally did the same intro as Full House, where they're running through the park like together, on the hill. So it did that. Maybe that's what you were thinking about magic, because
maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's in a further episode that she does magic in front of her. But anyways,
yeah, because literally that's the intro, and then it goes to Monica, where you were talking about on the stretcher being going through tests and stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, so you might probably think of a different moment.
Yeah, I guess so.
So
I'm trying to see where I left off at. One.
You were talking about like her going through the machine and stuff.
Yeah. So she has like inconclusive what's it called, results, and then she comes back, and then they're trying to figure out.
Our last episode ended with you yawning, and they're gonna be like, "He's still tired." Oh, it's a new episode. I gotta. Where's my adrenaline shot?
Imagine. Oh my god.
Today's episode, we're gonna just full on. And then fifth episode is fucking, all right, slow down.
Just a speed episode. Just fucking just.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
8-minute episode. You cover the entire second half of Wanda.
Let's see. Well, so we talk about.
So they're going through.
So they're talking about what happened, and they kind of show. So like Monica was defending Wanda and
saying that she's not dangerous.
Correct, that she's not dangerous. We do like a flashback to like the Mind Stone, and they say that Wanda and Petra were born in 1989 to Irina and Oleg Maximoff. That's when he's talking about them, Hayward. And then he says that they know that they got the power, that their powers came from, experiments done from Strucker with the Mind Stone, which was formerly known as Loki's Scepter. And that she has no allies, and at this point, we know her not, and no alias. So at this point, no one knows her as a Scarlet Witch. Still.
Oh, right. It's just Wanda Maximoff. Right. Well, yeah, because the whole thing is that she was never Scarlet Witch until this show.
Correct.
She was always just Wanda Maximoff in the MCU. Yeah, she was never known.
Even when she's credited, like in the end credit scene,
it's always Wanda Maximoff. Yeah.
So whatever. So it shows that they show the footage of Wanda stealing Vision's body, and then Wanda later on Wanda does use her powers in front of Agnes and not hiding them. Vision gets upset about her using it, and the kids. That's when they find the dog at the end.
Stole the Vision's body. Yeah. Holy shit! I totally forgot about that.
She steals him
and resurrected him. He says.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
And then the kids want to keep the dog, but Vision says that at 10 years old, that they're not at the right age. When they're 10 years old, they can have a dog, and then they age themselves up to be able to fucking have the dog.
So, here's my thing. So, do you think it's which kid has the reality powers?
Billy.
Billy's not the speedster?
No, Tommy's the speedster.
Okay. So, do you think it's Billy doing that to them? It's got to be, right?
Maybe.
Because, I mean, you just said it right now. He's until you're 10. And he's like, all right, fuck it. We're 10.
True.
It's got to be them.
Or it's the Hex just acting willingly on autopilot, the way Agatha talks about it later on.
I gotta imagine that it's...
Or it was Agatha.
It's Billy. I think it's Billy. I'm going to go with Billy.
But, again, they never really confirmed it.
Right, yeah.
I don't know.
But think about it. That's the only answer to that. Oh, when you're 10... you get one, and then they're 10 because they really wanted that.
Or maybe Wanda was like subconsciously, like, well, I should make them 10, and then they become 10 because they're in her Hex.
True, and they come from her. I get that,
Right.
but so you're saying that they're not really Billy and Tommy because they came from her. It's her. Is what you're saying? So that's not truly Billy and Tommy.
It's just not really a clear definition.
Because chaos magic could technically, I guess,
because that's a pocket reality,
right? But I'm saying it just she would still have
she
had
no
those
limits
kids
to her chaos reality warping.
What I'm saying is that
magic.
she would have had those kids in reality, and not just a hex. So that you're saying the hex could just possibly speed that up.
Correct.
So it still could be Tommy and Billy.
Yeah, is
what you're saying. Okay.
It could be, but
yeah.
I'm gonna chop it up to it being Wanda for now because we don't know. So
yeah,
we see him.
Then if it really wasn't, then they would have been able to survive the hex not being there anymore, right?
What do you mean?
When the hex goes away, they go away.
Correct.
So,
but he doesn't really start showing his powers until the Halloween episode, because that's when he hears Vision.
Both of them.
Yeah.
That we know of, but like I said, it could have been him using his powers right there. You know what I mean? And then
it could. I don't.
Yeah.
It just makes more sense, and that.
You're saying it makes more sense that it's Wanda?
That it's a hex. Because the hex is
hex?
a spell. Is a spell. So she can't rewrite it or change it. Once it's done, and it's constantly just enhancing. It's playing out these scenarios that are from the initial spell. And Agatha at the end explains that too. That. You know, she made a joke, she made a fake promise to Wanda saying that she'll help her fix the hex. But then later on, when they're floating in the sky, she's like, you know, I'll tell you now, you can't fix it. Once you say a spell, that's the spell. So that's it. You essentially would have to create a whole new spell or a whole new hex.
But isn't the hex and the spell to create that pocket reality and keep those people believing that that's what it is?
Yeah.
How would it also make beings?
Because she is the Scarlet Witch, so her power exceeds that of the Sorcerer Supreme. She has reality warping powers, so it's chaos magic. It's different from the Sorcerer.
No, I get that, but I'm saying because you're saying that it's the hex, not her.
Right, she created the spell, which is the hex.
Right,
which I don't know if they ever really call it. Like the Sword agents call it the hex, but she never calls it a hex or a spell.
Right, yeah. Obviously.
But it's just doing its own thing now at this point. It's on its own because she did it and she gave it the memories of the sitcoms, and that's the progression it takes on its own.
Okay.
So as it's happening and the kids are aging, it's just happening, and that's why.
It could be like at that point of the spell, this is gonna happen. So
correct.
Kids are gonna happen. Okay, now I'm with
and
you.
that's why Agatha's like, what? Like, how are you doing this?
Yeah. How are you making
Wanda's
the spell
like,
do this?
I'm not.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know. Like, it's just happening,
Yeah.
but she doesn't realize the full extent of her powers.
Yeah.
So she did this subconsciously for it to just play out because of
Yeah.
But because the spell was made, it's just progressing the way she made the spell to happen. But she doesn't realize it's
I follow
happening.
you now. I follow you. Okay.
All
right.
Good. Finally.
So whatever. Back to Photon. No, I don't like agreeing with you. Let's go back to Photon now. Go ahead.
So they're still in that like debriefing room with Hayward, and she's like, talking about
being Monica,
Hayward, all the agents, Jimmy, Darcy, and they're like, she's like, she has no known allies and or alias, and that
allies. Well, they know about her allies. All the Avengers.
Yeah, but they're all broken apart or spread around. They know the whereabouts, but she has no unknown allies.
Oh,
so at
unknown.
this point, she's on her own.
Because you said known. Okay,
yeah.
So all right. So you're saying unknown allies. Okay.
Correct. I think he says known, but I took it as like known that that's not registered already. That's the meaning that he gave it about. But anyway, so then that's when Monica was like, well, we know she's very powerful, and then she could have taken Thanos out on her own. She was the only one. And then they have that awkward conversation about Jimmy says, well, I would argue that Carol Danvers, and she's like, and then she changes the subject. She's still all butthurt about
Oh yeah, she hasn't reconciled with Carol.
Yeah, and we don't know that at that point because Marvels hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But then we find out that they're trying to figure out how to get back into the Hex, and that's when they look at Monica's clothes, and it morphed and turned into a bulletproof clothes because of her vest.
Yeah, she takes Jimmy's gun and shoots
at it,
yeah.
and it just bounces right off. And then from there, then she's like, well, we got to send something in there that she can't warp. So they send in a drone that is of that time period, which is like the 90s, the late 90s. So they fly in a drone. That's how they were able to record her and talk to her. And because she couldn't warp it out of that time period because it was meant for.
It was already that time period,
which was kind of smart on their end.
Yeah. That's Monica. She's got the brains.
And then, what's it called? While that happens, Vision is in his office and he gets an email from Darcy. Saying that the hex something I forgot what the exact words were, but the email comes in while they're at the office and it's like Norm and Vision. And then
every time someone says something, I go to that Family Guy something dark side. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
No, you never seen that? Oh my god, it's Palpatine like saying something and he goes something dark side, like that's the thing. And I think that's what the title of the parody movie or episode. It's not an episode because it's longer than an episode.
Okay,
so it's like a parody movie. There's I think 3 of them and one of them's named something dark side. Yeah,
I'm dead.
Every time somebody says something I think that effective. Please advise. Oh, here's what it says. 1 second. The Dr. Darcy, high levels of radiation present at perimeter, effect on Westview residents unknown. Please advise. That's what the
email from
the email that you're talking about says, and that then
and this is when Vision releases Norm with Vision's powers, and Norm like fucking freaks out, dude,
because he just touched the computer.
And
he's like, none of it's real. So now he touches Norm's brain
and he puts him back to normal.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck? This is where Vision's like really sus.
He's like, please help me. That's the first thing he says is please help me. What day is it?
And then it switches back to the actual drone popping up. It's an 80s or 90s drone, whatever.
Yeah, they're 90s right now.
And then Hayward fires at Wanda. And so Monica doesn't know that he armed the drone. She's like, there's no missiles on that drone. And then he looks at the guy and he's like, fire.
He's like, well,
yeah, about that.
Yeah.
And then so she reality warps it. She makes the fucking drone not attack.
Here's something that you skipped over, but they said that it hurts. So the hex is hurting them. Or it's hurting, like suppressing them.
Mentally, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're conscious. They're almost like in a, I think we talked about it the other day, sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Like they are conscious of what's happening, but they're forced to play this role.
I don't know. Are they? Because he didn't know what day it was and what all that stuff. So.
Well, yeah, because you're lost. You're locked in your own mind.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in a sleep paralysis, you don't know what fucking day it is either.
Oh, all right.
But they're just locked in their own mind,
mm-hmm.
you know.
Okay.
And all they can think about is the immediate of like, all right, I have a family, I have kids, I have this.
Yeah, because he immediately wanted to call his sister. And,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Where was I? Oh yeah. So she warps out the drone.
Oh, because you left.
He was gonna fire her. Yeah.
What do you mean warps out the drone?
She like warps the drone from it firing at her because he was about to start firing, and then like the picture like blacks out, and then so she comes out and she gives Sword and Hayward like one final warning.
Oh, I love that.
When she
scene.
walks out,
that's
and she throws the drone.
Yeah,
and she like turns all the fucking guns on Hayward.
Which I don't know if you saw this. Very similar to her dad, Magneto, when he takes the gun in that scene of X-Men where he takes the guns and turns them on the guys and all the cops.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
What?
I didn't think about that, honestly,
that's straight up her dad, Magneto. Just like her,
from another reality.
Her dad from another reality. Because now I don't know if you saw this or if we've talked about this or if anybody's talked about this, but are the parents that you mentioned earlier, are those her birth parents or her adopted parents? And that Magneto's actually her mom,
ever
or her dad.
Never solidified.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to wonder if maybe Magneto is her dad in this universe.
Well,
because
here's the thing, that could be her real mother.
But not her real dad. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Because, all right.
But we don't know.
Yeah.
In this timeline, I have zero fucking clue.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to even try to make a stab at that.
I wonder why. Well, I don't wonder why they didn't, because they haven't touched X-Men yet in this universe. So, but I wonder why they would number one, talk about their parents, and I would have left it so ominous about her parents that eventually it could lead into it being Magneto.
Well, I think that's why they killed the parents. That's why we only know their repressed memories and their emotions about their parents and not the parents.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why they're dead, and they've always been dead. That's why they were murdered by Stark, to give some backstory. Well, not Stark, but Stark
missiles.
Missiles,
Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why they did that, so that it could always be a total looming mystery until it was time for them to solidify a real story. You know what I mean? Could that Wanda's mom's name? I said it earlier.
It's a real easy fix, dude, to just be like, no, I'm your real father. Very Darth Vader.
Irina is her name.
Very Darth Vader. Be like, no, I'm your real
Oleg
father.
is the supposed father.
Just get Maury in, and then he'll settle everything.
Could you imagine
Magneto in the back?
Gosh.
I'm not her father. Just turning the camera.
That's fucking dead. I'm fucking dead. Anyways,
imagine her, Wanda's mom running off to the back. No.
She knew the whole time. She knew it was fucking Eric's fucking kids. Oh shit! She's like, when they started having powers and Wanda fucking turned the channel on her own. She's like, oh damn, these are not your kids.
Right.
Oh, like, I'm sorry, we need to talk.
Seriously. I have no mutant gene in my family. What's going on here? Okay.
So, let's see. So she throws the drones. She turns the bullets, or all the soldiers on Hayward, and she says that I have what I want, and no one will ever take it from me again. Basically, because she's already lost Vision, now she has kids with Vision, so now she has a +2 added to the original, just her and Vision. So she's loving her life right now, even though it's a hot fucking mess. And then it cuts to that Lagos paper towel commercial. Weirdest fucking placement of a commercial. It got super crazy and intense because she turned all the guns on Hayward, and
dude. You've gotten used to no ads and streaming and shit. That's the perfect place to put a commercial.
You think
Are you kidding
so?
me? Dude, at the height of it, that's to get you to come back. It's to get you to hang on the edge of your seat while the commercial's going, and then it come back. Yeah, dude, that's...
Because then when it comes back after the commercial of cleaning, like, the paper towels with Lagos, whatever.
Lagos being where she blew up the building on
in the beginning of Civil War.
Yep.
What's it called? The kids lose the dog, and they call it Sparky. Sparky is a reference to the Vision comics, when Vision has a Vision dog, like a robotic AI dog called Sparky, and he has a wife that's also an
robot?
android. Yeah.
An android? Oh, sick.
Yeah, like her. I like him.
Cheating on Wanda.
Agnes is the one that finds Sparky dead, but then we find out that later on that she's the one that killed him. But a part that I noticed, it was in her certain bushes that was in front of her, a certain flower that the dog is not supposed to eat. The flowers in front of Wanda's house are red. The flowers in front of Agnes's are purple.
Yeah.
And the flowers in front of Dottie's are yellow.
Which is, we know Dottie's gonna be
we don't know.
part of her. No. We don't know then. I'm talking about now.
Dottie is the main mom.
Oh, right. Sorry. What's the other?
Mrs. Hart.
Mrs. Hart. That's the one I was thinking of.
But we don't know what color, because we've never really seen her house. But Dottie, they show her house, and she has yellow flowers. So maybe if she does come up as being a witch at some point, or if they reference her in Agatha, her powers are going to be yellow. Similar to how all the witches kind of have their own different color, you know.
Very Captain Planet, yeah.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
Captain Planet was the shit when I was a kid, man.
So the kids get all sad, and they want to age up to avoid the pain. And Wanda stops them.
Oh, no, sorry. Here's what she didn't turn the guns on them. She turned all the guns to Hayward.
Yeah.
Not Magneto turned the guns to the person, whoever
Back
was
to the
holding
people.
a gun.
Yeah,
it was holding it to that.
No.
But that's still very Magneto to turn the gun.
Hayward definitely pissed his pants. Definitely.
I would have needed brown pants for them. Yeah.
But yeah, back to Agnes.
Oh no, it happened after.
What?
The Lagos commercial happened after she walked back to the hex and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. But
you said it happened when the guns went to him, and then it cuts the commercial. I was like,
I didn't mean literally, but yes.
It's happened after.
I just don't think I was not expecting another fucking commercial right now. I was like, come on.
Oh yeah,
just happened?
No, that's perfect. Like go.
I guess you're right. I
challenge you to,
with fucking not having.
When's the last time you saw a show with an ad in it?
NBA basketball. I guess.
See that, and that's no storytelling. It's just a game. So I challenge you to go back and watch a show with an ad in it.
I don't want to.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly.
I don't want to.
You're so babied now. You're so pampered now with the.
I really am.
Streaming
Dude.
No
Are you
ads.
kidding me?
It's the best time.
Even Hulu right now. I changed my plan to have no ads for Hulu.
The only service I still have ads on is Peacock because it's like $6. Without ads, it's like 13s, and I'm like, I'll just keep that.
I don't even use Peacock.
I do more and more now because
I had it because it was free with Xfinity, and then it went away. But apparently, it's supposed to come back at some point. So if it's free again, I'll fucking take it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't care. Anyways, so Sparky dies. We know that Agatha's the one that killed him later on. And then the kids want to age up, and Wanda stops them. She's like, no, don't. Like, I want you to deal with this. You can't just avoid the pain. And then...
So then that means the kids probably, like, go in time then. It's not just an instant, you're this age, now you're this age. Their probably brains and everything and thought process matures and everything along with it.
Absolutely.
So it's not just like, oh, you changed. Oh, now you're this age. Like you're probably, their brain and body probably go through the whole process.
Absolutely.
That way they wanted to pass the grieving process.
Agreed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's exactly what I got from it. And that's why she stopped them. Because like, no, this is part of your process. You have to embrace this shit. Mm-hmm. You know, and this is where I see Wanda starting to get...
Hypocrite.
Well, right, but this is where I start seeing Wanda get a grasp. Like, okay, something's not right. She's kind
of talking to herself at this moment.
Exactly. Yeah. So not only is she talking to the twin, she's indirectly giving herself. I gotta
advice. She's like talking.
I gotta make a change. Something's like, I love this, but something's wrong.
Yeah, you get that feeling too with her facial expression. She's like,
Yes, she
does
listening.
This like I'm not just saying
up
it
in a way where she's thinking like look.
She's like, I'm not just saying I'm listening too. So
yeah,
I got you.
Agreed.
Okay.
And then so they go back to because initially earlier in the episode, they argue about her using her powers, and then that's when he leaves.
Her and Vision, right?
Okay. In front of Agatha, and then he's like, "What's going on? Like, what? Something's not right." And then the whole Norm situation happens, and then he comes back because, mind you, this is a Saturday, and the kids are like, "Well, why is Dad working on a Saturday?" And so she's like, "Oh, just he has to go and take care of some stuff." And then the kids kind of think that Mommy and Daddy are fighting, that they're gonna break up. So I think this happens in a lot of the sitcoms at that time where there was like marital problems and the kids are directly in between it. Mm-hmm. Another reason why I kind of gravitate to this not this episode but to the series because it covers some real life stuff. It like grazes through it, but like if you've been through it, you see it.
Well, yeah, because they had to cover a lot through all the different eras, so yeah, so that's why they're breezing through everything. Yeah,
but like if you see it, or if you've been through it, or you've watched episodes,
you definitely notice it for sure.
Exactly, especially as an adult. Mm-hmm. So then he comes back home from work, and this is where Wanda and Vision start fighting because he brings up the whole Norm situation. What happened? He was terrified.
He literally tells her, "You can't control me the way you do them."
Yes. And then Vision says that he's scared and he can't remember anything before Westview. And then she resets him.
Who?
That while they're arguing, Vision says that he can't remember. He's scared and he can't remember anything before Westview. He's like, "Why can't I?" And he's like screaming. Yeah. He's like, "Why can't I remember anything?" And then he's like, "I'm scared." And then she resets his ass, just flips him back, and then like and
he's full on Vision too. He's not the human form.
Yeah,
he's in the air, right? Weren't they both in the air? Yeah, they're both in the air.
Yeah,
yelling and arguing.
Yep. And then, actually, maybe she doesn't reset them. The doorbell rings. That's when Pietro comes. She's like,
so they're yelling now.
Yeah, and then he's like, the doorbell rings, and she's like, "It wasn't me." He's like, I find it really hard to believe you right now.
So he's yelling, or they're yelling. She's back down on the ground.
And then
she's not resetting him.
She does. It's later on. In
and they're
episode.
calming. They're like calming down, and they're like just talking now. They're not yelling no more.
Mm-hmm.
And then
doorbell rings, and it's fucking Pietro.
Why are there no other children in Westview?
Yeah. And she's like,
what's the meaning behind that? You think?
I don't know. We see them in the next episode, which is the Halloween episode.
Oh yeah, then the fucking kids come out to play. So it's like, just stop a kid. Hey, where were you? Like the kid from Endgame. He's like, what happened here? He just turns and looks and then turns back and goes.
Oh, when fucking Scott Lang is talking.
Yeah.
What a dick ass kid, dude. I feel like
seriously, guy asked you a question. The fuck,
bro? That's how some kids are now. I guess. Like I asked you a question.
Yeah. So yeah, she doesn't reset him, but you're right. Doorbell goes off, and then it's her brother,
and it's fucking,
but not her brother.
No,
it's her brother from another universe, the Fox universe.
Yeah, which is
that was kind of cool.
It was still never confirmed if he was just like an alternate reality. We know who his identity is later on.
What do you mean not confirmed? When?
Well, why did she specifically use Ralph Boner to play? Like, I think.
Oh, that the actor? Yeah. Or you're saying
I think Agatha had access. Well, because she had the Darkhold. I think she might have dreamwalked, or not dreamwalked, but looked into other realities with the Darkhold. And I think she's seeing that in another reality.
He was there.
He was her brother.
He was Quicksilver, yeah. Because then we'll cover it later, but she says that the reason she thought about getting Aaron
Taylor Johnson.
Yeah,
but
he had too many.
He was on him and another continent.
He was on another continent, and then she makes a little joke, and plus he had too many holes in him.
Yeah, okay,
a bunch of holes in him. Dirty, dude. Like if you said that about my brother, I'm hitting you, dude. Oh no, she was tied up, but still.
Oh, she was.
No, she wasn't. She was in one of her memories at that time. And this goes behind.
But she was still tied up.
No, she wasn't. She was walking around. Because remember, that's when she was.
I think they were going through her mind. I don't think she actually was physically.
No, because remember they walked through the wall of in the room. She opened up the door.
Huh? Yeah, we're a little ahead.
Yeah,
you're right. All right, so Halloween episode. Before we get, because that's episode 8.
And you love this episode because you got to see classic. Well, number one, you just like seeing Elizabeth Olsen in that onesie.
Yeah,
because leotard.
Yeah, I want Sandy to wear it so bad. I want to dress as one.
You might not make it out of the room if she puts that thing on.
We're gonna have to wear it the night before Halloween to have fun, and then go out on Halloween and do the trick or treating. Okay.
You might have to get 2 because the first one might get ruined.
I'm not gonna ruin it. No, I'm gonna take it off of her.
I don't know, dude.
What's the point of having the costume?
You can't do it with the costume. How do you do it on?
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Well, I guess you can get like the onesie ones.
You have her use chaos magic and open that dress or the
chaos magic.
What's you call it?
Anyways, so this is the Malcolm in the Middle episode, the Halloween episode. This is a new Halloween spooktacular.
That's all the name new of the Halloween spooktacular, not spectacular.
Spooktacular, whatever. Yeah. So this is the Malcolm in the Middle one. It has the cool intro like that. The same way Malcolm in the Middle does. We're like. The intro is very similar. The twins are talking to the audience and to the camera, and Quicksilver.
Which is crazy that they actually showed Quicksilver in the last
intro.
week's in the intro of like last week's episode.
Oh yeah,
previously on or whatever.
And then in the intro, he's like running around, being goofy, messing around with the kids and shit. So it's like he's been there forever, but it's only been a day. So I'm imagining as they go through these decades, like a couple days have passed that are passing through each episode.
Really quick, so the Malcolm in the Middle intro that you're talking about, it's like from the view of a person in like a home video camera.
Yeah,
going around to everybody. That's how in case you haven't seen the show Malcolm in the Middle, that was their kind of intro. Mm-hmm. Okay, so go ahead.
So Quicksilver is being like a total man-child, just like a total like frat boy. Like,
were you kind of expecting them to pick up right from the door? Because they didn't.
No, I didn't think so.
You didn't think so? You weren't like hoping that they picked up right straight from there?
I don't think I cared. I wasn't thinking about it. I was just
Really?
like, I wanted to see something happen. Halloween episode, I assumed it would be different, you know? So, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Just based off of the title of it. And then we see Vision and Wanda in their classic comic suits for Halloween, which was really cute. And then
also, Quicksilver too is in his classic suit. His
later on, yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, he's like in a robe and fucking shorts and a tank top.
Oh, at this point, sorry, yeah, okay.
And then so it's really cute how they flirt, and Wanda and Vision. And he's like, I know you always had a thing for a Mexican wrestler because what he's wearing, he kind of looks like a Mexican wrestler. Yes, and she's like, me gusta chile con carne. I'm like, what does that mean? What does me gusta chile con carne have to do with flirting? Like, or luchador?
She likes her
like,
meat spicy, is what she's
I
saying.
Guess.
You know what meat she's talking about.
Yeah, his fucking.
Does he have? We're not gonna go there.
I'm sure he can. He can make it.
You think he can just
if he made his whole
human suit?
Yeah.
His whole human skin, whatever.
Yeah, and then he also made the
cape?
Yeah, the cape and the chest thing and all that stuff.
Chest plate.
He can fucking just like
that's gotta be fun for Wanda. That's gotta be fun for Wanda. She can make it exactly how she likes it. Yep. Nice.
She can be like, all right, just make the left side just a bit fatter.
Oh no.
You know, and then boom, hits all the spots.
No. Anyway,
I mean, imagine
how much did you like
vibranium fucking dildo?
Yikes!
Penis?
I don't want to imagine. But so how much did you like Elizabeth Olsen speaking Spanish?
I didn't take anything out of that. It was cute. It was funny. It was dorky. I liked it. I liked how cute it was for them to flirt with each other. I was like, oh, that's so cute.
It didn't do nothing for you?
No, the costume. It was like that's future babe.
You were swing.
Yes. But now, and it just totally works out that me and Sandy love this as being WandaVision because she's my Wanda now. Yeah. So I love it. Where are we? Episode 6. Okay, cool.
I will die seeing you in that vision because you are Mexican, so you will totally look like a Mexican wrestler.
God damn. Oh, that's true.
I'm gonna just walk behind you, luchador.
You're like, Nacho!
But
oh, no.
You have to paint your face red.
Or I can wear the skin thingy.
No, negative. You have to paint your face red.
Anyways.
It's just a face. It's not like you got to put your whole skin red, like your whole arms and legs. He's covered up completely. Yeah. It's just a face paint.
Vision is in this comic book accurate costume for Halloween, and he says
old school comic too.
Yeah, like he says he's gonna go do the neighborhood watch, and then Peter steps up and he's like, "Oh well, I'll help with the trick or treating," and which is total bullshit because he's not going on a neighborhood watch. He's actually trying to go investigate on Westview and like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
Really, what on? Yeah.
So Peter, Tommy, and Billy, they switch into their costumes, and they're all in comic book accurate costumes also.
For each one of them, yeah.
And then it flips back to Hayward being a total dick to Monica, where they're still in that like debriefing room or whatever, and he's like, maybe it's a good thing that you weren't here when your mom died because clearly you don't have the stomach to do this job. And I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, he's so hell-bent on getting the fucking...
He wants his ass beat, is what he's saying.
There was not a point in this thing, or in this series, where I actually trusted him. I'm like, this guy just seems sus. You know? And, like, even in the room, like, when she first comes back, and he's like, all right, you're grounded, you know, and he's like... he could have led with, like, look, you know, I'm glad you're back. You know, I have a case for you to work on. But due to your mom's protocol, she, you know, said that anyone that came back.
Oh, right.
Like you could have did it differently. You basically say you're grounded, and
he could have handled it the way he handled Wanda, but he only did that because he's scared of her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, he could just handle the whole situation differently. So whatever. So that happens, and so Darcy, Jimmy, and Monica, they all get kicked off of like working with sword.
Yeah.
But then they fight and they get out. And Darcy has no idea what's going on. Like Jimmy and fucking Monica, like they both react, take out the fucking guard. She's like, "Why did no one tell me what was going on? What the plan was?"
Yeah.
And I love Darcy Lewis's character. Kat Dennings is hilarious in every role she plays. She plays this like smart ass, goofy person, super funny, super quirky. Yeah, it's just.
Which I said before, I feel like she's the closest, like, of a female version of Ryan Reynolds to where, like, you see their personality in a lot of the characters that they play. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's Kat Dennings. You see a lot of her characters that she plays.
They're all
have those, like, quick one-liners and quips and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. And she never plays,
I really like her
like,
acting.
dumb. She's not like the dumb damsel in distress ever.
Oh yeah, for
you know
sure.
What I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is she pretty? And then she play that. Then she knows she's pretty. Yeah, but she always plays the pretty smart person,
She
not
fine. She ain't pretty. She fine.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my wife's right there with me. Like, oh yeah, she is. Like, she's looking at her.
Let me see. So they're trick or treating, and Peter goes, "Unleash hell, demon spawn," and that's a fucking reference to Mephisto. And this is where the Mephisto train really fucking kicked off. Eric Voss, I'm on the train with you. I got your back.
How bad are you guys disappointed when that went nowhere?
I wasn't disappointed, but they like purposely left him out. But they did say that somebody that we expected to be in WandaVision is going to be referenced in episode 3 of Agatha.
Okay.
They didn't say he's going to be in it. They just said he's going to be referenced in Agatha.
Well, we know he's in Ironheart.
Ironheart. Well, we'll see. There's legal trauma with Sasha.
Baron Cohen?
Uh-huh.
What? What's that?
So his shit might be pulled. Just Google it, guys. I don't want to talk about it here.
Why not?
Later. We can do another nerd news if it ever gets solidified. But
Legal trouble with Sasha, or with, like,
yeah.
Oh, he's like outside of the project.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like his personal stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. I thought you meant with the project. Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
So they're running around doing fucking trick-or-treating, and Tommy's the only one that has his powers at this point. He's running around, and he's like, "Oh, the kid's a natural," because he's running around with his uncle. And
Which that's kind of... Oh, no, wait. Her and her brother are twins.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that if she had twins, it'd be the same, like they each get the power that they have.
Probably, yeah.
That's... Yeah, okay. I am... Okay.
So Vision's like on the outskirts after Tommy's running around and they're doing trick-or-treating. He's like pranking people with his brother or with his uncle Pietro.
They're just stealing everybody's candy. That's bogus.
It glitches or not glitches. It switches to Vision at the end of the outskirts of the hex, and he sees people glitching, like they're like doing the same thing.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And then he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then he sees a car that's at a stop sign and doesn't turn, doesn't go left, doesn't do nothing. Like, and it can't go straight. It either goes left or right. And then just so happen, who's in the car? Agatha.
Mm-hmm.
And then they make this like weird. Let me see. Oh, I think I jumped too far. After the glitch happens, then they cut to the commercial about the magic yogurt, the snack for surviving kids, and then the kid dies.
Bogus.
Yeah, dude.
Worst commercial ever.
Yeah, horrible. And then
hold on, because it's the thing is Yo Magic, right?
Yeah, Yo Magic.
Like, why?
Yo Magic yogurt. And he just sits there.
I'm trying to find the plug. Is it Yo Magic being her magic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, Yo Magic. Hello. Your magic. Got it. Alrighty.
But yeah, so it's a
because
weird...
he can't open it. That's
Yeah.
why he dies. My guy, punch it. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, dude. Horrible commercial.
Or squeeze it, something. It just dies. So bad.
So then it flips back to Vision, or no, to Wanda and Peter talking, and he's like, she's like, "What happened to your accent?" And he goes, "What happened to yours?" And then she's like, "No, seriously, like, you know."
That's always been a running thing. I think it was like a fan thing, right? Where there were a lot of fans like, "What happened to?"
And they explain why. So she trained with Natasha. So Natasha taught her how to mask her accent.
Oh, that makes sense.
Natasha
because
had an accent.
Also, but that makes sense because Black Widow would have to learn to blend in and get rid of anything that could identify her,
right?
Being an accent.
Mm-hmm. And
so
she helped Scarlet Witch.
When was that explained?
I
get when. I get when that would happen would be when she's working with Cap
at the end of
the Civil War, like during Civil War.
Yeah.
In the time between Winter Soldier and Civil War. So I'm saying I get when that would happen, when she would be training.
Soldier. Between Age of Ultron.
No, I'm talking about between Cap's like movies. You know what I mean? Like I get Age of Ultron and that, but I'm saying between Cap's movies, Winter Soldier and Civil War is like where Age of Ultron takes place.
Okay,
so
but we don't. But
I was only bringing up Cap's trilogy to know.
Oh, okay.
It's timeline wise, but time frame wise. But yeah, more specific between Age of Ultron and Civil War. Yeah. Okay.
What was I saying?
So I was asking you when was that answered? When was that? When did they?
I don't remember where I read this.
Because she had an accent in Age of Ultron, and then in Civil War she did not.
Correct.
So, like I said, I get when that would happen when they're working together, but you don't remember where it was. Because
in Civil War, there's certain parts where she's like, "Oh, peppercush," and she says it with an
peppercush. Yeah, like she says it. Yeah, she says certain words still.
It's there because she knows how to enunciate certain words in her language.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember where they said it, but I know that.
Okay,
I'll find it and I'll send it.
But it wasn't in a movie or anything. It was outside of that.
Correct.
It was
correct. It was somebody that
New Rockstars or whatever. But okay.
I don't think it was someone from Marvel.
Like that's. Okay.
Yeah, right. and I think New Rockstar is the one where I learned it from. But yeah.
But they said it came from this source.
Yeah, there's a source for it.
Okay. All right.
So whatever. So after the whole, goofy bit about, what happened to your accent? What happened to yours?
Yeah.
And then she kind of asked, like, well, where'd you come from? Like, who are you, kind of thing. And he's like, well, things are fuzzy. One moment I got shot like a chump, and the next I hear you calling me. So obviously it wasn't Wanda calling him. We find out it was Agatha. And then from there it switches to Hayward tracking Vision's corpse. So it turns out he's been able to triangulate how many people are in the hex because of Vision. Anyone in his parameter, he starts pinpointing that there's other people there.
Yeah.
So that's how we're starting to find out the total population of everyone that's actually in this hex.
Quick question. So when Agatha is at the stop sign,
that's what I'm getting to right now.
Yeah, she's only playing that she's under the hex and doesn't know what's going on, right? Okay. All right.
Yep. It's a total fucking Fugazi. She's playing it.
Yeah.
She's playing Vision hard.
Mm-hmm.
But she knows that Vision is trying to catch on, so she's trying to fuck with Vision's head more.
Yeah.
That's how I took it.
Yeah.
And so when he touched her and reality warped her, I think he did release her of Wanda's manipulation because she's being fed the hex, but she's not being manipulated by the hex, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So Wanda's trying to...
Well, yeah, that's how she's in each era with them. Yeah.
Correct. Yes,
mm-hmm.
yes.
That's when her powers started coming out?
No, Agatha had all along.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Agatha's always had powers since...
No, I know she always had powers, but it's when she was able to use it.
From day one. She always had it.
No, so she was not in the hex when the hex happened. She brought herself because she felt the hex happening, and in episode 8 she explains that. So she basically was ready to fucking hang it up and be like, all right, I'm gonna retire. And then she's like, oh shit, what the fuck's going on over here in Westview? She sensed this power.
I'm feeling magic. What's that about? Yeah.
So she's like, I want that power. You know what I mean? Because at that point, I think she feels she's the strongest witch alive. And then she finds out that Wanda.
And then Wanda's like, witch, please.
Oh my god.
They're with the laughs here, baby.
That was a good one. I'll give you that. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh, goodness gracious.
So then you said. So then Vision gets to the hex wall.
Yeah. Not yet. This is where he sees Agatha, undoes it, and then puts it back in. And that's when she's like, I had skipped ahead.
Puts it back in. Whoa. Wanda.
Puts her back under the hex. But in between it, she's like, but you're supposed to be dead. Who? You. Ha ha ha. And she starts laughing, like the evil, sinister laugh. I was like, oh, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
So she is dressed as the witch. So that's
which is an Easter egg right there.
Right. That's when I'm like, she's definitely Agatha for sure. Agatha Harkness, without a doubt. I'm not. I saw the purple, and we knew her powers have always been purple. And then I saw this happen. Like, this bitch is bad. She's up to no good. Let's see. So Hayward has Monica blood work due to the past.
So then after he talks with her, he gets to the hex wall.
So look, here's notes right here. So Hayward is looking at Monica's blood work, and due to passing in and out of the wall 2 times, it had rewritten her DNA on a molecular level. Mm-hmm. That's what he says.
Yeah.
Because she went through 2 times. So, booyah, there's the answer that her powers are activated.
Right, that it
rewrote her.
It rewrote her, and then her
on a molecular level.
So it rewrote her. It rewrote the DNA. So then when she forces herself through, it activates that rewritten DNA.
Oh my god!
How can you activate something and then it rewrites it?
What do you mean?
You said that it went through the first time. That's what activated her powers. But then you said her going back and forth. So how can you activate something and then it rewrites and it's still there?
Because it's a reality warping hex. It's like a probability storm.
I'm not talking about the hex. I'm talking about her. How can it activate, rewrite, and then still be there if it's rewritten? If you're saying her power is activated and then her blood work rewrote itself.
No, it didn't rewrite herself. The hex is what's rewriting her.
I know that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So it didn't rewrite itself. Every time it went through the hex, Hayward says Monica's blood work, due to passing in and out of the hex 2 times, her cells have been rewritten on a molecular level 2 times.
Yeah.
So each time she went through, it got rewritten. And
right. So that's what I'm saying. Each time it rewrote itself, and then on the 3rd time, we'll say it rewrote itself again, and then that's when her power is activated. That's what I'm saying. That's how I. So whether you're right or I'm right, it doesn't matter. That's how I'm processing this. Okay. That's how I process the information. Now, if they come out and say this is the actual truth,
I can't wait till they say that.
I doubt they will, because it's how many years since WandaVision came out? But anyway,
we know she has powers and she's in another universe, so she's going to be relevant in the future because they have to bring her back.
You think so?
They're not going to fucking just abandon her over there,
dude. How many characters do I have to show you right now that they just abandoned?
But it's Monica Rambeau. It's a very promising, strong black actress.
Yeah, but here's a woman. What I'm saying is,
and she's part of Secret Wars in the comics.
We're in the multiverse saga right now, so they could just be that she's over there with that multiverse.
What?
Will they come back? Will she come back? Probably. But I'm just saying
bringing it. They don't throw her over there, and there's no way Captain Marvel's not trying to go get her.
That's a good point. Yeah,
there's no way.
Yeah,
no fucking way. And Kamala's gonna fucking fangirl and tag along.
You think that's another movie of
all
3 of them?
Absolutely, they should. Why the fuck not? Or at least a subplot in the Doomsday movie.
Interesting. Okay.
There's no way. They just rekindled their relationship.
Yeah, I don't see this being the last time we see her. I just didn't know if they're bringing her back to 616.
They have to. Well, there isn't going to be R616 after Secret Wars. This whole thing's going to get blown.
Oh yeah, I know. Up. Yeah, we're literally
going to be blown the fuck up, and they're going to pick pieces. But like, I like you, I like you, I like you.
Yeah,
you can stay.
Yeah, we're signing you again.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're.
I wonder if this is where
Speak up. Kamala?
If she gets American with her.
Well, one of the rumored plots. Monica, yes.
Yeah.
One of the rumored plots is that Doomsday is gonna attempt to get Kamala's bangles, America Chavez's powers, and the 10 rings, in order to create
Battle
World. So them two might be together. Might.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, isn't America Chavez part of the Young Avengers?
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably what I'm saying with Captain America and then her Kamala. And then
Captain America.
I mean,
Marvel.
Marvel.
Oh, okay.
If she gets her, and then she gets America. And
Yeah,
then
I think America and her. Yeah, I think America and her are gonna cross paths because she's gonna be probably part of the Young Avengers that she's trying to.
Which we haven't really heard much about, and I'm okay with. I don't need them to force a Young Avengers.
That's later because we still need to find the other Young Avengers.
Right. I agree. I want it to happen when the reboot happens. Give us some Young Avengers as the newer Avenger movies going forward and building a new team. We can call it the Young Avengers, but it can be a younger Cap, a new person, or whatever.
Yeah, we said that the Avengers movies are gonna start being the X-Men movies are gonna take that spot of like Avengers movies. So
as long as they get Avengers vs. X-Men, I can die happy.
I think it's coming, dude.
It has
to come. Yeah, it's got to. You don't introduce X-Men and then have already established Avengers without them clashing. Shit, you already had the Avengers fighting each other in the first one, so it's like you can't have them fight each other, not X-Men fight them.
Where are we at? We're still on 6. Yeah,
Halloween. I can't wait to see. You know, more than that, I can't wait to see Spider-Man interact with X-Men. Because of the cartoons, when Spider-Man was always interacting with X-Men.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would love to see that.
I want that. I don't know if it's gonna happen.
What?
Because of fucking Sony being dickheads and
because Tom Holland,
yeah,
kind of leaving Spider-Man.
Yeah,
after number 4, pretty much.
That's what they're saying, but we don't know. Anyways, so Vision tries to go through the border of the hex, and he can't. He's like fighting through it. And
he gets through it.
And but he's fighting through it. Yeah. And he starts deteriorating. And then Billy all of a sudden now gets his powers, and he can feel his dad dying. So then he tells his mom, and then she like
grows the hex.
Yeah. She's like, all right. She looks for him, and because Billy tells her where he's at, and then she grows the hex. Yeah. And then when Wanda expends the hex to save Vision, they also take Darcy in because Darcy gets caught, and so she's like, at this point, she's like fucking handcuffed.
Yeah,
and then the whole thing turns into a fucking car shop, a used car shop, and a circus. Everyone that got absorbed in when the hex expanded.
Yeah,
which I thought that was crazy, and then it ends. I'm like, what the fuck? It jumps to episode 7, which is
and Hayward's hightailing it out. He's in the car like,
he's fucking looking at that
to
mirror,
the floor, just
looking back, terrified. And I don't blame him. I think. Oh, that's when.
Could you imagine what she would have had him be? Fucking hell.
A donkey. No, I was kidding.
That or a fucking drug addict, a homeless dude, like just the worst possible person.
That's when Monica and Jimmy.
He'd have been fucking Stephen Hawking, not be able to move anything, just in a wheelchair.
Oh no, that's horrible. What's it called? At the end of this episode, not only is Hayward running, Monica and Jimmy are also running, and she's like, "Is it moving?" And they fucking hightail it out too. But they're on their way because they made their contact. She reached out to her aerospace engineer, and that's gonna help her with re-entering the hex. Gave them the schematics of what they needed for the ship so that they can get through.
And that's the next episode, which is episode 7 we're on.
And which is like the Modern Family.
Breaking the fourth wall, that's where the Modern Family show comes in.
Yeah.
Where now you get your one-shots of
each character.
Of your face shot of, what's her name? Wanda talking directly to camera, like how Phil and the mom talk to the cameras sometime, or Cam and whatever of Modern Family. Fans of Modern Family, you guys know what we're talking about.
So at this point, Wanda's like super distressed. She's like tripping balls.
Depressed right now. Like, yeah.
Depressed and distressed. Like just in fucking so out of it. The twins are like glitching, which is weird.
Everything is glitching. The milk's glitching. And do you think that's due to the hex growing? So it's like certain places aren't concentrated with.
I think
magic?
it has to do with I think with her growing the hex a little bit more. She attempted to rewrite the original hex spell, and now there's some loopholes. And I think this is where all the episodes start going. There's like a fucking wrench thrown in every episode at this point, and I think it's because how Agatha later on says that you can't change a spell once you cast it.
Yeah,
I think because she tried to, that's why shit started to fall apart.
Do you remember the show that they're mocking the WandaVision intro about? Because I know that there's a show that it shows the name of the title a bunch of different ways. I just can't remember what show that was.
I can't think of it either.
Okay.
So Wanda wants to take a day to herself. Chill. I'm gonna go chill. I'm gonna do my own thing. Mental health day. Yeah. What's it called? Like you said, the milk is glitching. Vision wakes up in the circus, and the sword agents are all clowns. Vision sees Darcy and kind of recognizes her, and then tries to talk to her, which I don't understand how.
Say again.
He recognizes Darcy.
Okay.
They did. Where did they meet? They've met in other movies. Where did they meet? I would imagine, I guess, like in Age of Ultron. Yeah.
Well, he's connected to the internet.
Well, he was, and he knew who Darcy was because he was Jarvis. Jarvis knows all of them because he has a database on all of them. But this is where my I don't understand where the connection and why he recognized her. He recognized that she was the one that sent the email too, but I don't understand how he knows it was her. You get what I'm saying? Tricky. So Wanda's like losing her mind.
Hold on, he said you don't remember me from last night. We locked eyes. There was there was a unspoken language. That's how, because he saw her before the hex.
Yeah, he realized that she recognized him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes more sense now. I forgot about that part. Yeah, because as he was like trying to break through, and she's like fucking handcuffed, so she can't move.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks for clearing that up.
Mm-hmm.
Wanda's like totally losing her mind still. As a mom. Yeah, she's like talking to the twins and like kind of talking in circles, and the twins are like, "What the fuck is wrong?"
Yeah.
Mom, what are you saying? She's not really making any sense. Totally talking in circles, and then Agnes steps in, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna help babysit," and then
I love what Wanda says to her kids. She goes, "Well, I'm your mom, right?" And they're like, and then she's like, "You're looking at me to have all the answers, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, I don't." Yeah, which I feel like if every parent would just say that to their kids, we would all be like probably better off because the kids would have way less expectations of us. They'd just be like, "Well, they don't know what they're doing either." So like, why would I? But I just thought that was
openly talk to my kids like that. Not that I don't have the answers, but I tell them that like the reason why I tell them to do things a certain way, to have this structure all the time, is because in the future, if you don't have that, you're a hot fucking mess as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I don't want to raise, as a hot mess adult. And they're like, well, but I'll deal with that when I get there. I'm like, that's what everybody says. Mm-hmm. But then you don't. And no, I agree.
And that's why you're a hot mess, because you're dealing with it as it's happening.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. You can't just make it up on the go. And it seems like that's what Wanda's doing. And as a parent,
in this episode especially,
we all relate. We're like, yep. Yeah, we don't have all the answers, and it's not okay to pretend. Honestly, I'm okay with telling the kids that.
So then Monica meets up with her people that she called on, right?
The aerospace engineer. Who everybody, and including New Rockstar, has speculated that it was going to be like Reed Richards or somebody.
I remember that. I remember everyone's like, "Oh, Reed Richards is going to be here. It'd be perfect."
Or someone from the
before this episode. When they said aerospace engineer, they're like, "It's Reed Richards." Reed Richards.
And I'm like, for me, that's too many people already in this fucking. I just didn't. I never thought it. I never did.
You didn't follow that?
No, I was like, that's too much. Like, what? I guess.
Yeah.
Like, even the first end credit scene, I didn't see the point in plugging the way they did.
The commercial for this one is Nexus.
Oh, the Nexus event. Yeah, I agree. The depression pill. Antidepressant pill.
Yeah. So, but now you're saying Nexus event. That's not.
Sorry, Nexus being.
No. Isn't that the name of where they found where Tony went to in Age of Ultron, where he went to like the World Internet Hub?
Oh no, but I know what you're talking about.
What's the name of that then? I could have sworn that was the name. It was Nexus, because we hadn't heard of Nexus beings or anything like that yet. Up until this point, that's why I thought that's what I thought Nexus was. That's what I recognized it as.
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. Name
depression. This is an anti-depression pill. Which
yes, it is.
What?
You're right. No, yeah, it's an anti-depression pill. It's called Nexus.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I knew that. Yeah, that's clear as day. I'm talking about the other thing. So then now they're playing with Senior Scratchy, the kids, after that pill or the pill commercial.
Hub Ultron.
Internet Hub.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is Nexus.
Told you. That's what I thought it was, and that would make sense as to why that's in
Nexus
hers.
Internet Hub scene.
Yeah. So that would make sense why that name is in here, because that's in Age of Ultron. And that's where they went to go find out where Ultron, or to like lure Ultron, and then that's where, I think after they did that, isn't that where Wanda? They have that scene where Wanda and oh yeah, that cuts to where Wanda finds out what Ultron's actual plan is, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I thought the Nexus came from, is from Age of Ultron. Because remember, every ad has to deal with Wanda in some sort of way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the Nexus hub had to deal with her because that was in Age of Ultron with her.
I don't think it was a reference to the hub though. It was a reference to her being a Nexus being, because she's always been a Nexus being prior.
But
everyone reported that's what that was. I don't think it had anything to do with the hub. Is it a coincidence that they used the name? Yes, but I don't think that hub had anything to do with it.
But that was never ever talked about before. So why would that be an ad for everyone to know what that is?
That was established in the comics years before this.
That's besides the point, because it's 616. So, but what I'm saying
616 comic line, yeah.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying there's been plenty of stuff in the MCU 616 that's not in comics. But what I'm saying is, the Nexus has never been referenced to before this. So how would anybody recognize Nexus as regarding her? That's not comic book fan.
But I'm telling you, nobody reported what you just said. Everyone said that she's a Nexus being.
Right.
So whether you think that or not.
So was that just more for the fans? Like,
yes,
referring to, okay.
Yes, it was always meant
had
for
nothing to do with her then in her past of the MCU.
I had nothing to do with the Nexus hub. There's no
had
connection
nothing to do with her in any of her past MCU dealings.
No, okay. It was establishing that she's a Nexus being.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
So all right, so
and I think Eric Voss did the best breakdown of it, explaining that. But no one brought up that the Nexus. Honestly, I never put up that reference together until you said that. Mm-hmm. But I'm positive it had nothing to do with the Internet Hub.
All right. Yeah, because that's kind of reaching too for it to be a hub that has barely anything to do with her.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. That's why I don't think it had anything to do with it.
So then we get to the part of her getting into that astronaut suit, getting ready to break through, and here's where I think her power is activated.
Whatever.
So she gets into this like space vehicle.
Yeah.
That they would use on like.
What's the movie called?
It's like a Land Rover type.
Yes, from Armageddon, the ones they drive in the comic.
Oh,
that's what it gave me.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Okay.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, looks like the thing's from Armageddon." Don't know why.
She's gonna drill underneath and go. No,
I didn't think that. But I didn't think she was gonna go fucking. I thought
ram straight through it.
Right.
What did you expect her to do?
I thought she was gonna have some mechanical thing to kind of like open a fucking doorway.
to break it open, like make a slit
something,
in there, something,
and then she just drive right in. Bro.
Nah, dude, the species moving, she's hauling ass.
She hauled ass. So anyways, so that happens. So Monica comes back with
So first of all, it hits the wall and like just the front end starts peeking through it, but then it seems to like just hit it.
Yeah, a dead spot.
Hit a dead spot, and then it starts climbing the hex. And then Monica's in there losing control. Just like
did you pass? You already passed the part where Vision released Darcy, right?
I don't think that's. I don't think that happened. Yeah, I know he was talking to her, but then it leaves right away. Yeah, he released her.
Okay.
And then also released the.
Because in the commercial it says depression commercial, the Nexopromoside. It's 13.3% of Anchor. Yeah, see, so it even says in there that she's
Anchor.
Yeah,
like Anchor being?
They anchor you back to reality.
Oh,
yeah. So that's
Anchor
why.
being?
Yeah, that's why. Everyone initially or immediately thought that.
So what's cool is the part of the vehicle. So Monica jumps out of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Then the vehicle gets thrown back, but the part that was in the hex turned into a minivan.
Yeah, the front part.
Yeah, the front end of it, which is cool. Because, like you said, everything gets changed
to the time
period. So then Monica's first thought is, let me run at it and then do that. So then she forces herself through, and then here's where we see her phasing, and like you see multiple parts of her kind of like shift and then go back into her, and we see like.
So you're at this part, but you jumped a lot.
No, there's the only parts that were skipped over is Agatha talking to the kids,
which is important because Wiccan Billy can hear people's thoughts. She can hear he can hear. His powers are in full blast at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he can control them yet, but his mind reading people's head and the telepathy part is highly active.
Like Xavier, yeah.
Yeah. So when he's at Agatha's home, she's like, Billy likes it there. And he's like, and Agatha's like, well, why? He's like, because I don't hear anyone's thoughts.
Ooh.
So,
okay.
I think that was when I first was like, why only at her house? I didn't think about the runes yet, because we find out later that's why, because he has witch powers.
Magic, yeah.
Yeah, it stops magic from any other sorcerer or witch in that territory.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that at first. I was like, well, that's weird. No, how come he's not hearing it? What's saving her house from that? So that's the part that I'm saying that you missed. Then Monica fucking suits up to re-enter to help Wanda and Darcy.
Mm-hmm.
The tank. So Monica, when she runs into the hex, this part. So like I see it as her phasing through different parts of reality because of the reality warping powers in the hex.
Mm-hmm.
She hears her mom, she hears Nick, she hears Carol, and then she comes out unhurt as she's phasing through it.
Who's Nick and Carol? What do you mean, Nick?
Carol Danvers, Nick Fury.
Oh, Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody calls him Fury.
I call him Nick.
No, everybody calls him Fury.
All right. Well, he lets me call him Nick.
He does not.
He does.
Not even his mama calls him Nick.
I will. You don't get to eye out, and then he'll have to figure it out.
I'll call you Nick or I poke your eye. Which one do you want? That's hilarious.
So yeah, I thought it was weird that we heard all of those different things, and now looking back at it, it's totally set up the movie The Marvels because they were all in The Marvels.
Well, they were all in Captain Marvel when she was a kid. She met Nick then.
True.
So,
but I'm saying it was setting up The Marvels.
Oh, got you. Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. And then so Vision realized that this is when he realized that he was based from Jarvis and that he was born of Ultron's plan and for global genocide because Darcy explains all this to him. So he's now, at first he couldn't remember anything before Westview, but he now is starting to understand himself more.
Which, how did Darcy know this stuff?
Because she's always worked with the Avengers and helped them and shit like that.
Negative. She's always worked with Thor and
right,
Jane.
But they're common. Like they know she's a fucking she's a doctor. She's no longer just an assistant now at this point. Her name is Dr. Darcy Lewis.
And that's probably common knowledge too, that where Vision came from and shit like that.
Right.
Okay.
And because of her affiliation to Thor and to Jane, there's no way that wasn't shared with her.
Darcy thought that they just flipped a switch and brought Vision back to life.
Yeah, and also this is after Endgame.
Oh, right.
So this is after Endgame, so everyone's now snapped back at this point. It never established if she was snapped or not. I don't think they ever touched.
Interesting. I would imagine she wasn't, because then she wouldn't be a doctor yet.
Fair point. Yeah, because she fucking takes forever to fucking become a doctor.
Doctor, they know.
No
8-week program.
Hell no. It's not a fucking online class you can just take.
Nope.
But it is cute that Darcy says that their love is real and that they belong together. And
her and Wanda, not her and Darcy, not him and Darcy.
Cool, right. Wanda and Vision belong together.
Yeah,
and that and she's the one that calls the show Wandavision.
Who does? Darcy?
It never gets spoken any other time other than her saying that she calls it Wandavision.
I love this title of the show because it has double meaning. Like, it's Wanda and Vision, but it's also Wanda's Vision. Yeah, like of her show,
and that's also Wanda's Vision. Like, there's so many different so many different ways for this name.
Yeah.
So whatever. So that happens and it flips to Wanda.
Real quick. Speaking of titles, we're gonna get to Agatha All Along. Worst title that they landed on. I think they should have kept it with Coven of Chaos. Because it literally, the show is about her getting a new coven. Yeah. And they're gonna be fucking chaosing everywhere. And it's chaos magic. Like no, sorry. She was dealing with chaos magic in this show. So like I don't know. I think it's a way better title than Agatha All Along. Agatha All Along was cool for the song on here, but what that makes, I don't know. I just don't see it.
We got to see this first. I have no idea to make that assumption now.
For sure, but it doesn't. I don't know. It's Agatha All Along about what she's about to do. I don't know. It seems like a miss on the title, especially when they went through Harkness, Darkhold. What is it? Harkness.
They had a bunch of, but that was on purpose. That was
there was
a formula to that.
It was to play with us as fans, as like what she's always up to and different stuff. But I think Covenant Chaos was the best one. Should have went with that. Okay, go ahead.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, so
but
you're
I
saying
don't necessarily agree. I don't have a preference. I just want this fucking episode. There's shows that happen.
From what I'm hearing, it was really, really good.
Yeah, dude. Some people have already seen 1 through 4 already.
1 through 3, I think. I saw somebody that saw 1 through 3.
What's released to
the premiere showed the first 3 episodes.
Right, but what's released to like certain people in advance for
like new rock stars in them probably.
I'm sure they fucking got 1 through 4 already. Yeah. Dicks.
I'm
jealous.
Throwing shade.
I'm so jealous. But anyway, so then Darcy. Where am I?
Well, this girl gets to Wanda. Monica gets to Wanda, and she's not affected by the hex.
No,
she's straight herself.
Yes, and she's out of the spacesuit that she has.
Yeah, she dropped that,
and she gets thrown out by Monica, but Monica kind of stops it, and she fucking does this like superhero.
She's thrown out by Monica.
Monica gets thrown out by Wanda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that they like fight. She hits her, and she like doesn't fucking go flying through the hex anymore. She starts to get somewhat of a grasp on her powers, and she like does a superhero landing, and like she like phases under her feet to like cushion her landing, which is pretty cool.
I'll just speed through this a little bit more.
Yeah.
So then we got Wanda at home with. And Agatha's there, right? Or she's like starting to look around, or
she realizes the kids are missing.
Yeah, and then she starts to look, and then she goes down to the
Wanda is at Agatha's house,
right.
And she's like, "Where are the kids?"
What did I say? Home?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. She's at
Agatha's home. So she's like, "Oh, I think they're in the basement." She like lures her down there.
Yeah.
So then they go down there.
What did you call it? The tombs.
Oh, the ruins.
Ruins,
yeah.
So she discovers the ruins, and then
does she hear?
Yeah, she does. I'm looking at it right now. So she discovers the ruins, and then you see Agatha in her, like, witch robe. And then that's when the Agatha All Along song happens. And
yes. She sees the Darkhold.
Mm-hmm.
And the Agatha yeah, so all that happens. Monica finds Agnes's lair, and she tries to stop them, but then Peter comes up and fucking scoops her. He's a snooper's gonna snoop, and he fucking like knocks her out.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't think the runes get it. She sees that she's in this like temple.
Yeah.
But they don't ever see runes until this next
Correct.
episode.
They don't say it, but we know that that's what it is. What I'm saying. No.
So the runes are what's on the ceiling, in the corners, and that's how you create this like protective circle.
Understood. But that's where she walks into and sees everything.
Well, but it's like a temple. It's like her monastery, her church, or whatever. That isn't the runes are the symbol.
I know that's the things, but I'm saying that.
But the room itself aren't called runes. It's like a.
No, what I'm saying is she gets to that room where the runes are.
Where the runes are, yes. Yeah. Then I agree. Okay, cool.
That's what I mean by she gets to the runes because technically she walks to it and they're there.
Again, you don't walk to the toilet. You walk to the bathroom. The toilet is by default in the.
But what I said is still true. You still walk to the toilet.
Yeah. But
I was just more specific. I didn't call the room it. Yeah. I didn't say the name of the room. I just said she walks to the runes, that she sees them.
She doesn't see them because she has no idea what the fuck they are until Agatha in this episode 8 previously on. That's when she explains. You don't realize that these are runes? Mm-hmm. And Wanda's like, no. Wanda's totally clueless of what these runes are.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, she still sees them, but yeah, she doesn't have no idea what they are. And at that
point, we have no idea that there's runes in that room either.
Yeah, we don't know what
we have no idea
going on. Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying.
And then we get the whole Agatha All Along sequence, the song, and it shows her what she was actually doing during those times, and who she was messing with,
sitting on the lawn, fucking drinking wine.
She was behind the camera that talked, and when Wanda was like, "I don't think you're supposed to talk."
Right.
Yeah, that was Agatha.
Okay, then episode 8, previously on.
So at the end of this one, is it the first time we get an end credit scene? Because this is where we see Monica Rambeau going to the storm cellar. And then...
Oh, yeah.
I think that's where she sees...
in episode 8, you're saying?
No, in episode 7. She goes to the storm cellar.
Oh, you're right. I jumped it, and I said that this is where she finds Agatha's lair, and that's when Peter stops her. Mm-hmm. But that was an end credit scene. That part was.
And her eyes were lit up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then
previously on, and then that's the name of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Agatha has a coven. It opens with her having a coven, and she's like shackled at this point. And they're blaming her for using the Darkhold, but they insinuate that she used the Darkhold, but they never. It's not in the scene, and they never say it.
They never say Darkhold,
right? Mm-hmm. And I think that was more so that when she revealed it, it was like, oh, it's Darkhold.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, we don't know. We don't know when she actually acquired the Darkhold. We don't know if she got it from her coven or if she got it from throughout her time of taking witches' powers and somebody else had it.
Yeah, because they try to take her power. The coven like say that she doesn't deserve to be a witch.
Yes.
They try to take her power, and then as they're doing that, Agatha turns it on them and starts draining their power.
Right. So they start like doing an enchantment in Latin. And they try to, like you said, drain her powers. And their powers are blue. And then Agatha kind of just like takes it and it seems in pain at first. And then kind of just,
I think she was full on in pain at first and then she switched it on.
Right. Yeah. And then like, it just seems like she starts to come about more of her powers and understanding how to use them. And then that's when she turns purple. And then she starts absorbing them. And they like fucking like turn into like.
They mummify almost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then Agatha has a mom, apparently, because she's like, oh, mother.
Suck the soul. Well, no, I would figure that's more like the mother of the coven.
Right. Again, I don't know. That's what I assumed. But now that I rewatched it, I'm like, is it mother because that's her real mother or just the mother of the coven?
No, it's the mother of the coven because remember Acolyte? They all referred to her as mother and she was just the mother of the coven.
Fair point. So I didn't make that reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Covens usually have a mother, from what I understand, and the head of the coven is usually referred to as mother, from what I understand.
The head female.
The head of the coven. I'm saying.
No, because like in the movie The Covenant, there wasn't a head. Like.
Yeah, but usually witches covens only have women in it. They're all women.
What about? Well, I'm saying like The Covenant it's a bunch of men with powers.
Yeah, but they're warlocks. They're not witches.
Warlocks are the male version of witches.
Correct, but is their thing still called a coven?
The movie's called The Covenant.
Covenant. But that's when you're talking about like a grand thing. That's what I'm saying. Is it still the same term for men?
That's what I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think whoever is the lead female is called the mother, and I don't think the father is the correct term for a male lead of the coven, because there's, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know.
All right, so just continue. So then,
but it is a good research to look up because that could be some things that will happen in Agatha.
So
I'll look for that. Okay. I'll look for that breakdown and see if there is, because then maybe when certain things are referenced. Are you okay? You need water?
She's good. Producer's dying.
Oh, all right. Don't say that.
So she's fine. So then,
High Priestess for a male.
High Priestess for a male. Oh.
Look at that.
Priest. No, because priestess is woman. High priestess got to be for a guy. Jesus Christ. So, after the whole coven thing where it shows how Agnes acquired basically her powers that she has now, Agatha breaks down what's going on to Wanda. Yeah. And then she takes her kind of down memory lane because she's trying to figure out how Wanda is Wanda.
Yes.
She's trying to figure out how she's doing what she's doing. So she makes her relive like horrible times in her past.
Before we go too far, there's a specific part in when her absorbing the power. She absorbs the whole coven and then the mother's power. And the mother grows a blue crown.
Yeah, and it looks like
similar to
Wanda's crown, yeah.
I don't know if there's significance to that. What she previously thought to be like the Scarlet Witch, or have some type of chaos magic, or like I want to know because Agatha's never had a crown, and so I wanted to just keep that in the back of your mind when we watch Agatha All Along to see if any other witch like dons a crown at some point. Right. She's down there and she is in this room, and she talks to her familiar, her little rabbit, Senor Scratchy. Agatha has the twins locked away, and then that's when she mentions the runes. So the runes are important because we know in the finale what Wanda does sneakingly, but she does use the runes, and Wanda's learning. She has all this power. She doesn't know how to control it, and Agatha wants to know where this power is coming from. I think Agatha has an idea that she might be the Scarlet Witch, but she hasn't solidified it yet. She needs to figure out what makes her tick. What's making this?
Well, she wants to figure out how Wanda's doing these things and what made her be able to do these things. So,
right.
Yeah. So that's why I said she takes her down kind of like her memory lane, kind of.
Yes, and then she kind of antagonizes Wanda to make her like act a certain way. So like Wanda like tries to use her power and she's like, oh, these are runes, honey, don't you know what these are?
Yeah,
basically poking fun at her, knowing that she's a very inexperienced witch at this point. She doesn't really know.
Powerful but not experienced.
Yes. So then she explains how the runes work, and she says that at any given the runes cast an area of protection that whatever witch casts those ruins, no other witch can use their power there. Only that witch. And then she goes into, she's like, how did you do your magic? How did you make it work on autopilot? And that's what I had said earlier, that she created this hex, which is a spell, and then she kind of just wrote out the algorithm, and then it just started doing its own thing. And then when we really started seeing glitches, and then Agatha kind of started to take more manipulation, was when she expanded the hex. So now, since it expanded, I think it altered it put some holes in the actual original spell. That's why I think we progressed
in Wanda's spell or in Agatha's.
No, Wanda's in the hex spell.
Okay.
And then she makes the comment about, she's like, I even tried to like figure out more about you using Pietro. She's like Fietro, and she makes that joke about it. And so she wants to find out, and this is where she goes into her head. She's like, you're super strong. Where is this power coming from? And this is where they go through these different multiple rooms. It seems like every time there's a door that they go through, they enter another memory, another key point that happened in Wanda's life. And her being a nexus being established in the previous episode. The first one is when they see the parents, and the bombing. Yeah. So they're in Sokovia and they're watching America's sitcoms, and they pull out a Dick Van Dyke DVD. I think it was, right? Or
I think it was VHS.
Was it VHS? Possibly. 90s probably makes sense, because they were born 89. So what could be DVDs in the early 2000s, because they look older. Because he pulls out a box full of something.
Yeah, I'm trying to grab that image right now.
And then as they start to watch it, that's when the missiles hit, and they say Stark's name on there, Stark Industries. The first one blows. But this is the first time that we get a reference to Age of Ultron, because that's when Pietro in Age of Ultron, he's like, I have a little picture, and then he talks about the whole situation. So she. In this time, it looks like she's the one that stopped the bomb.
They're DVDs.
They are DVDs? Cool. So it looks like in this picture, she puts her hands out, and all of a sudden, she's like an adult again. So Wanda's like, or Agatha's like, oh, you did a little reality. No, you did a probability spell. So that was another interesting thing. So no, you did a probability hex, and that's why the bomb didn't go off. So Wanda saved her and her brother, not realizing that she had powers.
That's not confirmed though.
Agatha says
Agatha was asking her if that's what she did, but Wanda was saying no, I didn't do anything.
Wanda
just didn't
had
go
no
off.
consciousness of her powers.
Correct, but that's not confirmed by anybody that Wanda's the one who stopped the bomb.
That's what the scene watch the scene.
No, I watched the scene, but what I'm saying is, that's another thing that it could either be Agatha trying to make sense of what's happening or try to explain Wanda's powers, or it could be because if that's the case, then she wouldn't have needed the Mind Stone to get her powers, like her and Pietro did. Right.
So this, I don't want to go down this stupid rabbit hole and argue with you again about it.
Yeah.
But there are. Because mutants happen a certain way, and at this point mutants weren't introduced yet. Okay, they get their powers through extreme trauma.
Yeah, stress.
Right? Yeah. But that hasn't happened in this universe yet.
The mutant thing.
Correct.
Okay.
So she is classified as a mutant. She is always going to be a mutant. Always was. Always is. She got her mutant powers from her father, but she just so happened to also be destined as the Scarlet Witch.
Right.
So her mutant telepathy powers and then her reality warping powers, she's similar to like Franklin Richards. He's also enhanced because of his parents being superhuman and also having the mutant gene. It's the same situation with Wanda.
Okay.
So she might have already been a witch. Her witch powers were her mutation, but her being the Scarlet Witch is because of Cthulhu and the spell and the chaos magic. So it's an enhancement. So there's there's layers to her. She's like an onion, like the way Shrek says. I'm just kidding.
So yeah. So no, I get that, and I get where you're saying that's what the scene was leading to.
And it also is. This isn't, and I know this is very clear because in order for Agatha to understand her, I don't think Agatha is manipulating what Wanda's seeing. Agatha is watching her memories.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. But my whole thing is that I don't know if that's confirmed that that's actually what happened, or if that's what I'm saying is if that's Agatha trying to make sense of it and trying to be like, oh, that's what you did. This is where it started. Because again, this whole trip down memory lane is just Agatha trying to figure out Wanda and trying to figure out everything.
But these are Wanda's memories.
Correct. They are Wanda's.
She put her hand out. And all of a sudden, it flipped, similar to how, like in the Hex, it's like something was okay now, and it just kept beeping. You know what I mean? And that's why in the beginning of that first commercial that we saw with you hear the beeping, the toaster and it beeping, the relevance of that commercial plays out in this scene in this memory. Okay. That's why they wouldn't have referenced it in the first commercial, and if it not being that case. You know what I mean? And Wanda's always had powers.
Oh no, I'm just talking about like they referenced that because that happened to her. That the beeping, whether she had powers or not, the beeping and the thing that happened to her. So that's why I was saying that they were calling that. They were just calling back a memory of hers in that thing. But so then she keeps going down, and then we see a scene from Civil War that wasn't in Civil War.
Correct. So they're at the compound.
Yeah, they're talking to she's talking to Vision, and they just have a deep, meaningful talk.
Well, actually, no. After that, then they go into being tested on by...
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, yes. I skipped that.
Which is crucial, because it shows... When Strucker talks about why did they survive it, and why did they survive the experiments, I think that was their way of hinting at their mutant gene activating without saying it was the mutant gene activating.
For sure.
The only reason why they survived is because it was intense experiments done on them through dramatic what's the word I'm looking for? Stress.
Traumatic stress.
Traumatic stress. That's why their powers flourished from that point on.
That's why
and
they got powers.
The catalyst was the Mind Stone.
So they thought that they got their powers from the Mind Stone. Turns out it probably is just their mutant gene activating. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. And then it's the first time we actually see image of the Scarlet Witch. Yes. In her eyes, or through her eyes, and also in her eyes.
Yes. But only we see that.
Yeah, dude.
Strucker and them, they're like, what the fuck happened?
It goes from her standing there and then her on the ground. It was like a cut, like an edited film.
Yes, boom. Like her reality warping powers, where she rewrites the scene.
Yeah, dude. That was crazy.
That was intense.
Yeah. So then it goes to that
the Avenger Civil compound War where I almost cried.
Yeah, that was
Jesus Christ.
Deep scene. And then we see when she came back.
She goes back to the.
She got snapped away, right?
Who?
Wanda?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's when after she gets snapped back.
Yeah, she's back for like a couple days now at this point.
Yeah, and then she's looking for Vision's body because and then she knows that they have him, and then that's when Dickface lets her see
Hayward.
Yeah, Hayward lets her see the body, and they're taking it apart.
Yeah.
Which you and I had talked real quick about, like, how the fuck are they doing that? It's vibranium.
Yeah.
You said vibranium tools. I'm like, only Wakanda would have that, but then. So that's kind of like,
but at this point, Wakanda is sharing resources.
I doubt they would share how to dismantle vibranium, because then they'd be like, "Oh, that's a weakness."
But at this point, they think Sword is safe because Nick Fury's running it. So you know what I mean? Okay. They don't know that Hayward's probably doing this shady shit.
So they probably told them what they could do to break down vibranium, maybe,
right?
But not give them tools and shit.
I mean they could have given them like specific tools, like and mind you. They gave them fucking like Fisher Price version of vibranium tools, because I'm sure they Wakanda has a highest grade of tools.
Because maybe we already have that kind of tech that where we can do something with vibranium, like maybe cut it or figure out a way to cut it, because Stark had vibranium, and I doubt with Captain America he had vibranium, and I doubt it came in that perfect shield form, like circular like that.
Correct. It was molded.
So he had to mold it. So I think there's a way for us to manipulate it, but we can't like create it or
definitely not create it. I don't think anyone
destroy it. We can maybe manipulate it.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think anyone's ever created. That's why adamantium was created, because it was a vibranium alloy.
Yeah, they're trying to copy it.
Correct.
So, okay. So then we see after that. My God. We get that I can't feel you that the 97 borrowed. Oh, man. That was the first time we all cried at the I can't feel you line.
I teared up for sure.
Yeah, dude, that was
when she powerful. Gets to the where in Westview, the land that Vision had bought her.
Yeah, I was just about to get to that. So then after she leaves, after she says I can't feel you and leaves, she sees what Vision left for her, and then like
she
deed
drives there and she opens
the land, right?
Yeah, it's the deed / like schematic of the land, and on there it says
blueprints
to grow,
like their house, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
and it says to grow old and then V, with the heart around it. Oh my God,
yeah, seriously,
and she just fucking loses
unleashes her full power, like maybe not full power, but unleashes a great power and creates the hex.
Yes,
and then we see Vision being born from her, literally fucking coming out and being created, which you're saying is his consciousness being created, and then she puts that into the body, the body that she stole.
Correct.
Which we find out later that she stole.
Yeah.
And then cuts to fucking Agatha holding Billy and Tommy hostage.
Yeah. And
then that's
scene. And this is Agatha saying, I can do better with your power. Give me your power. Mm-hmm. And then holding the kids hostage. Yeah. And then it fucking ends.
Yeah, that was the cliffhanger for the season finale, which is the series finale.
Series finale.
Literally named the series finale, episode 9. Let's try. And
we posted the title, and you said show. I said series.
Yeah, because the series finale means the entire show.
But it says series.
Right, because the series finale is the entire. When any show ends, the last episode is the series finale.
They also call it season finale sometimes. But I just went with
season finale is for when they're gonna have another season. So it's the last episode of season 1. Uh-huh. They'll call it season finale, and then the
series finale.
Series finale is the last show of that.
Because
the last
there wasn't going to be a second one.
Right, the last episode of that entire show ever is the series finale. Yeah. Like I said, series is just a synonym for show. It's series show, same thing. So then we see them fight.
Right. So she calls out Wanda, and Agatha goes, "You're undeserving of this power." And then Agatha really, really, advocates that she's the one that needs these powers, and she wants to absorb them. White Vision shows. So after they kind of fight,
just because she was there first, like calm down.
And I think she's just jealous because she knows that she's never gonna have that power. She's also obtained all this power from all these other witches and covens that she's betrayed, and she's still not as strong as her.
Yeah, but also because she has all that power, Wanda, with basically without doing the work. Agatha had to do the work to get that power.
That's why she's pissed off.
Yeah, that's why she wants it. That's why she wants it, because she's like, if you got all this power without trying, give it to me. Watch what I can do with it.
Right.
So, yeah, for sure.
What if episode right there? That would have been cool,
dude. Seriously, maybe because we're getting another season. What if? So maybe
that'd be cool to see Agatha wreak havoc throughout the world.
So then we see Project Cataracts show up. And that's all White Vision.
Agatha and
they tussle.
They tussle, and she throws power at her, and she absorbs it, and her fingers go black. So then she ends up throwing a fucking car at her.
Yeah.
She fucking gets her how she got Tony in fucking Civil War. And then when she was throwing cars at Tony.
Oh, right. Yeah.
From the parking lot.
Yeah. That's right.
So it hits her, and she goes into the house, and she lands there, and you only see her boots, and it gives you Wizard of Oz fucking vibes right away.
For sure. That was a 100% little joke of like the house landing on the Wicked Witch. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
And then like you said, White Vision shows up, who is codenamed Project Cataracts,
which is, for you all that don't know, Cataracts is bad vision.
Yeah, so it's literally the
best
bad vision.
Fucking title for a project ever, dude.
And then like she thinks it's Vision at first, and then he like grabs.
Real quick, thoughts on the look of White Vision? Yay or nay?
I mean, it looks like this Vision, but it's white.
Some other colors to it though, like some accents.
In the comics, it's worse.
Is it?
He looks like a ghost almost. Yeah, dude. Okay. He's basically, he has like the same like folds and like the original Vision comic accurate, like doing the Halloween special. Mm-hmm. You know, he's like yellow and green.
Yeah.
It looks like that costume, just all white.
What the fuck?
There's no dimension to him.
Add some highlight colors or something. Like, geez.
I think this is a total upgrade.
Yeah.
From the fucking
probably.
Comic. Yeah. And I like the blue fucking
the blue stone in the middle, or like little.
Their AI crap, whatever they created, and it's not established. Is he made of vibranium?
I don't know. Well, I doubt it because they can't get a hold of vibranium, and Wakanda's not going to give them that much vibranium.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with a hard no on this, for the simple fact that for that reason, Wakanda's not going to give them vibranium for them to create an essentially an evil character. And we all know that only vibranium in the world is in Wakanda or fucking in Talokan. Mm-hmm. But either way, no, it's I'm at 99.99% sure that's not vibranium.
Could it have been the first adamantium and we didn't know it?
I would more lean to that.
That'd be cool.
I would more lean to that's the first sighting of vibranium in this universe, for sure. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with the one. Yeah, I'm almost positive it's not vibranium.
Fair point. So she
can he phase? Is my question.
What do you mean?
Can White Vision phase?
Yeah, he does it when he's fighting Vision. We'll get there.
Does he? I don't remember that.
Yeah, they both put they phase their fists through each other, and then they hold it. And they're like,
you're right. You're right.
They're fucking fighting each other.
I thought he got the phasing from the stone.
Yeah.
How the fuck did he get it?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we
need an episode on Project Cataracts, dude. Like,
that's what I'm going with. That like, it has to be vibranium or adamantium, because those are the only known substances that can, harness the power of the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
And like that, whatever AI they took from, or
I don't know. Well, yeah, to harvest the Mind Stone, but White Vision doesn't have the Mind Stone.
Right, but the powers itself came from Jarvis and the Mind Stone. So Project Cataracts is based off of Jarvis.
Hold on. Because of what you just said, I don't know if he can phase, because what if it's Vision just phasing through him? And when he punches him, Vision just phases and then...
No, they both phase.
I was just looking at it. Whenever there's a hit, it could be written off as that's Vision being punched. When you punch through Vision... And if he punches through you, it looks like the same thing.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I totally do.
Now, if we were to see him phase through a wall, then that's your answer.
We don't see that. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know if we do.
So what I'm saying is, I don't know. I'm not going to say whether White Vision can phase or not yet. I think that's still unanswered.
When they're fighting in the library, I think something's thrown at him and he phases through.
Okay,
but we'll get there.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I see that.
Anyway, so Vision, White Vision, grabs her head and starts to squeeze her, and then Vision comes for the fucking save and fucking knocks his ass out. And fucking Agatha's like, "Oh, your ex and your boyfriend at the same party. Who are you gonna choose?" It was so funny that she makes that fucking joke.
Is it? Oh, X, because he's dead, and then... Okay, all right, fair enough.
Well, that's what she says, but I'm not saying I agree with her.
That would technically be her ex, because he died.
Yeah.
So, I get that makes sense. And he's the new Vision, so... Essentially new boyfriend, yeah.
And then Wanda apologizes.
I like that Jimmy Woo uses magic to get out of the handcuffs that he learned from Scott Lang.
Oh yeah,
Scott Lang getting into magic.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Wanda apologizes to Vision, and she says that that she can fix this, and that this is our home. Let's protect it. And then they fucking get that like superhero montage, and they fucking take off.
Hell yeah, they go fight each other's bad person.
Yeah, she goes to fight Agatha, and then he goes to fight fucking White Vision.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy. At this point, Jimmy is well, actually, Vision and White Vision seem to be evenly matched at this point. And then it flips over to Jimmy, and then he snatches the phone off of the table, and he threatens Hayward, saying that his friends from Quantico are going to be there within the hour, which we didn't know anything about. Like, okay, what the hell that's about? Then it flips back to Agatha revealing that... reveals that she is the Scarlet Witch and what the Scarlet Witch is, and that she has
brings up the Darkhold, yeah,
right. And then Agatha releases her hold on some of the Westview people, and they all attack Wanda. And this is the scene we were talking about earlier.
So, Agatha released the hold that Wanda had on them.
Yes.
So how can she interfere with that spell?
I think.
Only the Darkhold?
Yes, that's the only thing because before she didn't have it with her. And I think because she's like, okay, I'm dealing with the Scarlet Witch. Her powers derive from the fucking Darkhold. This is the only way I can match her at this moment.
Okay.
So when the Darkhold's floating, that's when she can release them.
Look at this shot that I caught on Wanda.
Oh, it looks like it went in the wrong hole. Don't put that up in there.
I'm not.
Anyways,
no.
So yeah, that they start attacking her, and then what's it called? It flips from them going towards Wanda and like fucking bombarding her almost to Ralph Boner. So Monica finds out that he's just an actor and that he lives there in Westview, and that what's it called, that his real name is Ralph Boner, and then he makes a fucking stupid Boner. Yeah. He makes a stupid joke, and then he moves quick, and she kind of catches on to him moving fast, and she fucking lays his ass out. And then she just figures out that it's a necklace that how Agatha has a hold on him. So he has this shell necklace around him, and that's the power.
Puka shell.
Yeah, puka shell. Yeah, and that's how Agatha has a control over him because of that necklace. So she takes it off, and then boom, he's back to normal.
But dude, when Agatha breaks the hold on them, she kind of like. She did this so that they would all guilt trip her into like letting them go because they all start saying stuff about them. And
Absolutely. That's total manipulation. Yeah, absolutely.
She's her meat puppet. She says it.
She does say meat puppet. So at this point, it flips back to after the whole Ralph Boner situation. Wanda is like terrified, and so she like starts choking these fucking people, dude. And we spoke about this earlier. She did not have to choke them. She could have easily just fucking make them snap back into the hex reality. But instead, she starts choking them. And then she realizes that she's wrong. And then she breaks them. She throws them back into the hex reality. I thought she was going to go full villain at this point. When Wanda? She started choking them.
Oh.
And then she snapped out of it. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. What's it called? So Wanda, at this point, she starts to break down the hex. When she breaks, so she's like, all right. So she like powers up, starts to break down the hex, and while Vision is fighting White Vision in the air, he starts to deteriorate. And she realizes, she sees him, fucking come flying at her and then land on the ground. And so she looks, she's like, oh shit. So she realizes, and then her kids are starting to dematerialize too. And then Vision's like talking to the twins. She's like, oh, my kids, da, da, da. And she realizes that there's no way that her kids and Vision are going to last without the hex. And that's when Agatha goes, Agatha's the one that says that, right? I think she's where are you at right now?
I'm watching where White Vision and Vision are fighting. Oh, but you're talking about the moment where they're with the kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's before they got into the Ship of Theseus part. So she restores the hex. The twins are now going to fight Hayward. Because when the hex breaks down, Hayward makes a beeline into the hex with all his people. And he comes in with all these tanks and ready to fucking fight them.
But you missed the part about when Agatha goes to like throw magic at her and the family, Wanda puts up with like a shield bubble.
Oh,
and
and she
Agatha
absorbs
it and starts turning fucking Wanda gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how the Coven, what happened to them when the power
Oh,
got sucked out of them.
right. Mummifying them, yep.
Correct. And then, so Hayward is on the way in. Vision, he's on the way in for Vision.
Yeah, they all show up to like the town square part that they're in or whatever the fuck it is, and then they do like a family superhero pose. It's adorable.
Yeah, and then I think they make a comment that kids, you weren't. We didn't really prepare you for this. Yeah, and then Wanda goes, but you were born for this.
Oh yeah,
and then
you were born for
the twins take care of the soldiers, and then she goes.
Oh, you're right. So White Vision does phase. So right at that moment, Vision flies up at White Vision, and then White Vision phases so that Vision flies through him and grabs his feet.
That's
so
right.
He does. Okay.
Which, again, it has to be adamantium or it has to be vibranium, because those are the only two metals properties that we're aware of that can...
You keep saying this, but that's only for the Mind Stone. They're not using Mind Stone.
But what else do we know that can phase? Outside of Ghost's powers, because that's her power set. The quantum energy is what made her phase.
Yeah, that's yet to be determined. They could have... Whatever's in him and whatever he's made out of, they could have made to adapt to that phasing tech.
Right, but I don't...
They could have got it from fucking Ghost. We have no idea.
They could.
You know what I mean? They could have sampled Ghost's
I would imagine Hayward knows fucking Val.
Dude, they probably have
absolutely, or the power broker,
monthly golf game or some shit. You don't know? Yeah, they have to. People in that power set or at that power level, they know each other.
So that happens. Okay, so I have a little bit of a clip for the Ship of Theseus whole conversation. Okay. So Vision and White Vision, they're having this conversation, and Vision goes, "Why are you doing this?" And then White Vision goes, "My programming directives is to destroy the Vision." And then as they're tussling and fighting, Vision gets behind White Vision, and he goes, "But I'm not the true Vision, only a conditional Vision." Mm-hmm. And then he lets go, and then White Vision goes, "I request elaboration," and then it cuts away. So Monica shows up, and the kids, Billy freezes everybody, and then Tommy flies through all of the fucking people, takes a hat, and
flies meaning speeds through.
Sorry, yeah, speeds through, mm-hmm. And he takes the fucking bullets away from them. I think he takes out all the ammunition from from all the guns, and then he comes back and they're high five, all fucking happy, and then Hayward pulls up and he has his handgun, so he shoots at them, and she phases. Monica phases through, and she they hit her, and then they go through and then fall, and then she misses one bullet. She turns, and then Billy catches it, and she's like, "Cool powers," and then he's like, "Yeah, I like yours too." So now this is the first time we see Billy and Tommy use their powers, and now Photon for the first time. Well, she's not called Photon, but Monica for the first time use her face shifting powers.
To this day, she hasn't been called Photon.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, remember Kamala was trying to come up with a whole bunch of.
Oh yeah, but she calls her Photon. She's like, "Nah, I don't like it." I think Kamala is the one that calls her that, but she never really takes that mantle of.
No, she never says just Photon. I think she says something that maybe
Captain
has
Photon or
something like that. Yeah.
But it's hinted at.
Yeah.
So then anyway, they go back to the library, which the two of the smartest androids in the world, they end up fighting in a library. It just fucking makes sense.
Nerds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Are you familiar with the Ship of Theseus?"
I never put that together.
Yeah.
That they're fighting in a library.
Fucking library. Yeah.
That's where two smart geniuses would fight. Yeah.
And that's where Vision makes the comment. He's like, are you familiar with the Ship of Theseus theory? And then Vision goes, White Vision goes, "Yeah, when no original part remains, is that still the Ship of Theseus?" And then Vision goes, "If those removed planks that are restored and reassembled, free of rot, is that the Ship of Theseus?" And then White Vision goes, "Neither is the true ship." and then they both are the
establishing that neither of them is the true Vision,
or the real. Yeah, they both are Vision.
Mm-hmm.
And then and that's when Vision goes that the rot. I propose that the rot is the memories, and then Vision releases White Vision.
He touches it looks like a computer chip.
Yeah. But he asks for permission. He's like, "May I?"
He gets consent. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets consent.
It's very important, kids.
Before he fingers him.
That statement cannot be more true to the actual what happened, but it sounds like if I told you without you seeing this, Vision gets consent from White Vision to finger him, you're imagining something totally different.
Yes, I feel like an AI would describe it that way.
Yeah,
you're reading
ChatGPT would be like,
"What the fuck is going on?"
In this scene, Vision gets permission from White Vision to finger him. You're like, is this the correct WandaVision or is this Pornhub's WandaVision? So
and
yeah,
he
so then
releases like
literally all his memories.
Yes, because Vision says that
cataracts.
He has all the data. He's the carbonized. Oh, he does say he's like, you're a carbonized synthezoid, and it's hard to erase that data. It's still in there, essentially dormant, but needed to be released. So maybe it is vibranium.
No, dude, it can't be. I'm telling you right now, it can't. Carbonized does not mean necessarily vibranium.
No, but vibranium is the only thing that we know of that can take that high level of intellect of an artificial intelligence, and then also the Mind Stone helped. But yeah, I really think it is vibranium. I don't know.
It can't be, dude. I honestly, I have a hard time believing that even if they did get their hands on vibranium, that Wakanda would just let them have it. It doesn't make sense. It's got to be something else that we don't know of. It's got to be.
We'll see. I hope they figure it out.
It's sword, so they had to figure out some. I hope it's explained in Vision Quest or whatever the title, whatever the title of it is.
He is.
I would imagine that show is gonna dive into the making of that. It's got to.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's a true miss.
Yeah.
And, but let's speak to
so
this.
So Wanda tracks down Agatha, or tricks Agatha.
I doubt any viewers are at this point of the video, but go ahead.
Anyways, I believe you guys are all following us. All right. Wanda tricks Agatha, and she like disappears, and then she pops up behind her and like tries to fucking fuck with her head, and then she goes back to the coven.
Oh yeah.
And
she kind of Age of Ultron's her.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And then it turns out these fucking like she gets attacked by these fucking people. By the so like
Wanda does. Yeah.
And Agatha switches around, and they're like, "Oh, as it was always foretold, you are destined to be," and they keep chanting that back and forth. And then she kind of gets scared, and they snap back out of reality. So Wanda's crown appears when she blasts the witches off of her. And then that's when, and then she attacks Agatha.
It appears the same way that the mother of the coven appeared. Yeah.
And then Agatha continues to absorb every blast that is being thrown.
Yeah, so they're full on fighting in the air and shit. And every time she absorbs it, Wanda starts to look almost exactly like
all the witches.
The witches after Agatha absorbs their power.
Yeah.
She almost looks full zombie, dude.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and so she's throwing them wildly, and she's missing on some of these energy blasters that she's throwing, like horribly missing. And
Wanda,
yeah. And it turns out it's because she was missing on purpose because she was throwing runes around the whole hex.
Yeah, dude.
And what a fucking twist! I didn't see that happening. And then so Wanda accepts that she's the Scarlet Witch, and she like.
Well, before that happens. This girl keeps absorbing power, and then Wanda kind of fakes her out to where she's looking like a zombie almost. And then Agatha goes to throw like one final blast, and she can't. She's like,
"What the fuck?"
Yeah, and then the fucking runes start to appear in the hex walls.
Yeah,
it was sick, dude.
Massive runes.
That was a badass fucking
scene. Yeah, and Vision tries to help her, and she like stops Vision from fucking coming to help her. And then so then she embraces the.
She's like, "Wait, you're gonna ruin my reveal? Stop! It's gonna be sick. Stop."
Yeah, and then it just embraces it, and we get the full on.
Then we get the crown.
her real crown,
and
her real
sexy ass outfit.
Yes, and not even a revealing outfit.
Oh no, it's not scantily clad at all. It's just full on. Like,
it's not what?
Scantily clad, like cleavage and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, agreed. Yeah, no, it's not sexualized
sexy
at all.
and like how it looks,
but
on
powerful
her and
still at the same time. Like it's a dope ass costume.
So she kind of takes back all the power that Agatha was absorbing from her.
Yeah. And then she fully embraces the chaos magic,
and the Scarlet Witch, and her becoming Scarlet Witch kind of resembles how she saw Scarlet Witch with the Mind Stone.
Yes. The way she embraces it like that. Yeah. I think it's a direct cut. If I'm not mistaken.
It's got to be the same image. Yeah. Because she was just seeing her future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so she goes, you don't know what you've done. Agatha says that. And Wanda makes Agatha into the nosy neighbor. And she's like, you're going to need me. And she's like, if I do it, I know where to find you. And she fucking flips her into... And then she like, oh, hi, honey. And she gets all into character again. So Wanda goes home with Vision and the twins. And in their home, as they're in their home, going to the home, the hex starts shrinking onto their house.
Which Wanda could have just kept the hex on her house and lived fucking happily ever after. Oh, no, but never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah. Agreed. She could have. But I just think she wanted to get her twins the right way. I think she realized she had fucked up.
Yeah.
So she goes. Vision goes. Well, they're back in the kids' room. They're putting the kids to sleep. And in the background, in the window, the hex is continuously getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And then Vision goes. Your mother and I are very proud of you both. And then the boy. She tells the boy. She's like, boys, thanks for choosing me to be your mom. Family is forever. We can never truly leave each other, even if we wanted to try. Even if we tried. As the hex continues to close, that's when she says, thanks for letting me be your mom. Everything in the hex starts to revert back to its normal state. Cars, the movie theater, everything's almost going back to normal.
Yeah, and then Vision even starts to say goodbye to her.
Yeah, so he goes, Wanda, I know we can't stay like this, but before I go, I must know, what am I? Wanda Maximoff goes, you, Vision, are a piece of the Mind Stone that lives inside of me. So the Mind Stone lives on through her. At least that's her interpretation of it. You are a body of wires and blood and bone that I created. You are my sadness and my hope. And mostly, you are my love. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm fucking.
I don't think it's that the Mind Stone lives in through her. It was just a piece of the Mind Stone that, like, she keeps with her. Like that came from the Mind Stone that she keeps with her.
I don't have an assumption on it.
I don't think
she says that it's a piece of the Mind Stone that lives with her. Whether it's
piece like something that came from the Mind Stone, so it's a piece of that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
if it's emotionally cool and if it's physically cool, either one I'm cool with.
No, I think
I'm not leaning towards either one, and I'm not gonna make an opinion on it. And then he goes, Wanda, I know that we can't stay like this. Oh, I already said this part.
They're basically just saying goodbye.
Yeah, and then Vision goes, I've been a voice with no body, a body but not human, and now a memory made real. Who knows what I might be next? And then Vision goes again. We have said our goodbyes to each other before, and it stands for a reason. And then she cuts off and she goes, we'll say hello again.
Yeah, and then literally the entire hex goes away. And
he says, so long, darling, and she starts to disappear. Or he starts to disappear.
Yeah, and really go back into her.
Yeah.
Which
is such a sad moment. Yeah. And then she's back Wanda goes back to the town, and everyone's still angry at her. Like, everyone there, like, with reason. Absolutely. Yeah. Monica shows sympathy for Wanda. And she goes, I'm sorry for your sacrifice. Monica realizes that when she went back to their house to say goodbye to the kids and to Vision. Because she was already in the hex, realizing that.
Yeah, she didn't go there intentionally to do that, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Monica goes, she's like, I think she sympathizes because she's like, if I had your powers, I'd bring my mom back. And I was like, oh shit, that's a really good sentiment.
Yeah.
So and then she kind of walks off, and then it ends. First post credit scene. They arrest Jimmy is arresting Hayward, and Monica's like, oh, you should thank Darcy for that one, because Darcy's the one that trapped Hayward in the Hummer. And then Monica gets asked to go to the theater, and it turns out that agent was a Skrull. This is what I don't think.
Which agent?
One agent comes up to her.
Oh, the one that asked her to go in.
Yeah. And the agent comes through, and it turns out to be a Skrull. And then she explains that, hey, he heard about you, and he wants to talk to you now, as in referring to Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And she's like, where? She's like, up there. So that's
setting up the Marvels.
Yeah. Which I don't think they needed to show the Skrull. She didn't need to switch into a Skrull for it to be what it was, No,
I think it did, because that would help Monica trust, because Monica knew the Skrulls since she was a kid.
Oh, okay. I agree with that then.
No, I think that Skrull thing played, especially, and it also tease up Secret Invasion and shit like that. So
let's not talk about that.
Well, I mean, we get whether it was good or bad. It's still part of the MCU.
No, I agree.
I don't think. I honestly don't think it's that bad where people were like, we gotta forget this. Like,
it just has no relevance to anything happening.
It does. That's what I'm saying. I think that's where a lot of people were pissed at it, but it's not that. It's Echo. It's just that story being told. It doesn't have any. It's not supposed to be relevant into something else. That's what these Disney shows are for. They're for side stories. They're not. They don't all have to play
if
into
they tie it,
into the MCU.
But all the comics do. That's why it worked for this.
And that's great for the comics. But
even Echo tied, because of Wilson Fisk was in it.
Right, and Secret Invasion, this girl gets all those powers, so that might tie into something later on.
If she comes back and they use her, then yes. I do think they made her a little OP as fuck, because now she has this harvest of everyone's powers.
Yeah.
But
we don't know the long-term effects of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't know if it's permanent. We don't know if it's temporary. What we don't know
whether it is or isn't. We don't know how long she can sustain that in that body. That's a lot of power in one body. So,
yeah, but she's not human. So at least it might make
human
her die
or
faster.
not. It's power, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's still a lot of fucking power in one body. But I mean, like I said, I think people were looking at it wrong, or people were maybe had this idea of it, that it was going to be something it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But it does. My point is that I'm trying to make, these Disney shows, in my eyes, they don't have to tie into the MCU. Every story that doesn't have to lead to this. I see them as side stories is what they should
and
be.
I agree, it doesn't have to be the whole plot, but there has to be a subplot to connect them, because it's an interconnected. That's what made Phase 1, 2, and 3 all work.
Yeah, and that's what the movies do. But like that, we're in a new era of the shows. You can't call back to past phases or whatever.
Right, but as much as like WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness didn't necessarily their plot lines connect, at least the reference was, which is the second end credit scene, Wanda drinking her tea as Wanda, and then as a Scarlet Witch astral projecting and reading the Darkhold and dreamwalking.
Which, how can she do that with chaos magic? I thought that was Eldritch magic that could do that. Astral project.
A witch can do that. A sorcerer, a witch, a warlock, that's just their abilities.
The witch end.
And she's also stronger than the Sorcerer Supreme. So anything the Sorcerer Supreme can do, she can do, and more. That's the best way to justify that.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, so it's there's a small tie-in, but what I'm not, again, I don't want it all to be super interconnected the way the movies were.
I'll put it to you this way, to answer that question. How did Secret Invasion end? Did it end with, this is the end of story, that's it? No. It ended leading on to another story.
What story?
Of this girl being recruited by, the British chick, and having those powers.
The British chick?
The British Nick Fury.
Oh.
It ends with her taking her and kind of, quote-unquote, recruiting her setting it up for another story. So, like I said, just because it hasn't appeared now, people are like, "It's a shit show. Has nothing to do with anything." Yet,
hopefully,
it might come in. So that's why I'm saying people. I just think people either were expecting that.
What did you rate your stones on it?
On Secret Invasion, I think I gave it like a 3 or 4. One of those two. I know I ranked it better than Echo. I think, or if not the same. I thought I gave it 4.
I think Echo was better.
Echo had more meaning. I don't know if it was better, but it had more meaning. It was, yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
But all this breakdown was to get ready for Agatha All Along, which talks are that it's going to be one of Disney Plus's top projects.
And I don't see them flopping. Not with Catherine Hahn. She's such a strong actress. I mean, they had Nick Fury and they flopped. You know what I mean? So they had Samuel Jackson, who even Nick Fury wasn't necessarily happy with the script. It wasn't the Nick Fury that we see.
You mean Samuel Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't happy with the script. Like it just, even the character that he was forced to portray wasn't the normal Nick Fury.
Here's another story that they tied in, the whole Rhodey shit. That's a story that directly ties into the fucking MCU.
But it was a story made for that.
For what?
For the Secret Invasion.
That's what I'm saying. That Secret Invasion tied in to other MCU.
Well, if anything, it created more fucking confusion because they're like, "Well, when did the fucking body?"
It was totally meant to. It 1,000% was meant to. But I'm just saying that's something else that they tied into it. They didn't tie it in for like.
Well, it tied into the past. That's what I'm saying.
But that's gonna play out in the future too.
No, because he's back to normal now.
Correct. He's back to normal, but whatever time period that he wasn't, that might play into Iron Wars. Did I say that right?
Armor Wars.
I know that sounded weird. That might play into Armor Wars, dude.
That's if they don't fucking cancel it, dude.
It's not canceled. No, hell no. So all of that to prep for Agatha All Along. Like we said, it might be people who have seen it have said that this shit is it's really
amazing.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to just see fucking Aubrey Plaza looks hot in this one. She looks so good.
It's going to drop at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So Central time it's 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. So Wednesday night, every Wednesday for us here in Chicago at 8 p.m. Mm-hmm. So, and we're getting the first 2 episodes.
Quick prediction as to who do you think that reference is going to be? Or who do you think that we thought was going to be there?
I want it to be Mephisto. Mm-hmm. But realistically, who could it really be?
Because who else did we think was going to be in this show?
Nightmare. Because they show his helmet in one of the episodes. Like the beginning, yeah. You know? I think it's the Halloween episode.
Do you think Moon Knight? Because I remember somebody saying something about Moon Knight when WandaVision was out.
I don't think so. I
thought I remember something.
I don't know. Or unless it's a demon, whatever Senor Scratchy was. Whoever he was meant to turn into. Remember, because originally they had him transforming into some type of demon. You know, maybe it was Chatan, you know, and he's weak. You know, who's the creator of the Darkhold, you know, and that's how she got it. You know?
Well, that's a good theory. That's the way she gets it.
Yeah. But I don't know. The only logical one that makes sense and is Mephisto. But why?
Yeah.
You know? There has to be a reason why. And I think at the end of this, I think Agatha is going to have powers back, not be at the same strength that she was in WandaVision. And I think she's going to take care of Franklin Richards. How she was always Franklin Richards' caretaker.
Oh, caretaker. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to tie that in. So she'll be back.
Interesting.
Or they'll have an alternate Agatha.
You think they'll they'll do anything with Franklin Richards before Fantastic Four comes out?
No. I'm just saying.
You're saying eventually?
Yeah, they're going to keep this Agatha. Or there's going to be an alternate Agatha already in that movie taking care of.
Played by Catherine.
I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want another Agatha. Don't give me a variant. Just give me a variant Agatha of Catherine Hahn. Don't play with me like this. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want this fucking Tony Stark, Doctor Doom bullshit again.
Right. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this very long review of WandaVision.
We covered 9 episodes in less than 5 hours.
That's about an hour. You said less than 5 hours. So, yeah, fair point. That's about an hour.
Each episode's about 45 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so it's a lot. We gave you guys a lot of information.
That you probably already knew, but we're still here for all that.
I mean, again, guys, this is why we do this podcast. This is why we talk about this stuff. We enjoy this. We have our heated debates, but we wouldn't be able to do it anywhere else. We would do it over the phone and then go to sleep, but we get this outlet here to talk about it, and it's fucking fun, guys. Yeah, I love it.
So be on the lookout for that Agatha. That would be our next episode reviewing the first 2 that drop, right?
Yeah.
So first 2 drop.
6 weeks of drops. It's 2, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 2, and that's it.
Okay.
So on the 30th, the day before Halloween, the last episode.
Yeah, season finale is going to be on Halloween, which would be cool.
Well, the day before Halloween, but yeah. 31st is Halloween.
Yeah, what did I say?
The day on Halloween.
Oh, sorry. I meant to say the day before Halloween. Sorry. So you could be watching it on Halloween, so that would be cool.
That's true. I'm definitely...
Because it's the night, technically at 8 p.m. on October 30th.
Yeah,
so most people are going to watch it on Halloween. I'm excited because
my kids are going to be sleeping already. Yeah. And I'm going to be like, hey, it's time to go to sleep, guys. Go.
They're like, it's 6 o'clock. No, but... So most people will probably be watching it on Halloween because it's the next day.
Most.
People that aren't... waiting
Halloween
for
night. Actually, some people might not even watch it till Friday, because if it's Halloween, they got work.
Oh, they're going out to trick or treating,
right?
All right.
So
look out.
Unless you're a nerd like us, I'm watching it that night.
I'm watching
it
at
sleep.
8 p.m. Yeah. So be on the lookout for our review on those 2 episodes. 7 figured out how we're gonna.
Bring
you guys.
And we'll cover the first 2 episodes, and then we'll do episode by episode, and then the last 2 episodes again together.
So you want to cover each episode by episode?
Absolutely.
All right. And then we also have our 2-year anniversary episode coming up soon, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, end of the month, 28th of every year.
Somebody's getting a little bit older.
Yes. Older and wiser. So that's going to do it for us today. And Kike, even in a hex, I am with you.
Till the end of the line.